Mickey Talks.
Worried. Show 64 starting.
We got hear that lightning, that thunder?
Dude, listen. It's coming up the bay, apparently. You know where we're at.
Going up the bay.
It's
heading towards the poop plant in Dundalk.
It's going to hit it. It's going to hit the poop plant.
If people don't know, we're broadcasting live from the top, the very tip top of the poop plant.
I'm telling you now, Matt, if that storm takes us out and the poop goes everywhere, ain't going to be good.
No, it's going to be a poop tornado.
Poop-nado.
A poop-nado.
Oh, my God. I can't do it. I can't deal with it. Poop-nado. Good afternoon, everybody. It is Mickey Talk Show 64, brought to you by Barnes Paving, the amazing people at Barnes. BARNES paving.com. These people are the best in the business. Driveways, sidewalks, patios, whatever you need, Barnes Paving is for you, and they take care of you. So give them a call or check them out online at barnespaving.com. Mention Mickey Talks and get 10% off. Matt, what's happening?
It's show 60. What is it, 64?
I believe it's 64. Yeah.
And we need people to subscribe to our YouTube channel, the least watched platform on all of our platforms.
Yeah.
So please, youtube.com/@MickeyTalksPod.
Yeah, just join. I don't even care if you ever watch it on there. Just subscribe. It's free.
And leave it on all night. No, leave our playlist.
Do us a favor. Jesus, what's wrong with these people? Just help us out. I want to get into the show, but we have a very fun guest today and a guy that we both have a long history with. Matt, I'm going to let you do the intro, but I just want to say something. I don't know. It's been 20 years, I guess, met this guy. Might have been longer, local musician. But I thought, that guy's got something to him, man. He's outgoing, charismatic, wasn't shy. Everybody seemed to like him. And I just watched him over the years. And here we sit with him. And I was right the whole time. This guy's pretty good, Matt.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've lost track of all the bands that he's been involved in over the years. So I don't even know what band are we currently promoting with you, Mr. Kory G? Let's just bring him in.
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
hello.
Kory.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much, man. Great to see you guys.
What's the priority band in your life? Is it social drinking?
It is social drinking.
Okay,
yes.
So that's how many dates a month does social drinking do?
This month we're doing 8.
Okay,
that's like all weekend.
And then the other band.
The other new band is Full Metal Jacket.
Right. Now, is that the one I saw at the Barrel House that night when the stage was on the side?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you something. This is no bullshit, Kory. I haven't talked to you since, and I didn't talk to you that night. I snuck in for about 4 songs.
Nice. Thank you.
Here's the thing. I've seen you do your country thing and all that fun shit. I never saw you like as a straight metal singer. It was good.
Well, I mean, that's how I think I originally met Kory. You were in a heavy band.
Yes. I never saw you do it.
Really?
And then you're hitting these notes, and I'm like, God damn, he's not just a drunk fun time. This some bitch can roll.
Thanks, man.
It was what was it's called?
Start off with flattery today. This is wonderful.
Yeah,
Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, we're gonna do this for a couple minutes. I'm gonna tell you what a flaming asshole I think you are.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. No, but buddy, that's a great band.
Thanks, man. Ellie gave me the keys to the car that night. I went to her and I had a list and I had a budget and all this. And I said, sit down with me. And she goes, you're good. And we haven't even talked about anything because I know that it's going to be incredible and I know that you're going to have fun with this. And I turned that place, Matt, into a concert venue.
It was awesome, man.
Stages, back rooms, lighting, lasers. It was. There was a remote stage. Did you see that?
Yeah,
that?
I did.
It's a little 4x4 stage.
Yeah.
And I walked out, snuck out, and I popped up on like I've been shined down or something.
Yeah.
But I got to feel like a real rock star that night. That was really fun.
It was very entertaining, man. A very entertaining show.
Are you not doing the country band anymore?
No, we put Martial Law on the shelf back in 2017.
Wow. Thank God. Oh, fuck.
And then we had a couple reunion shows, but
country band.
You guys did really well, didn't you?
Yeah, but you know what? You know what was always cool about Martial Law is that anytime anybody came to Saucing, you would say the same thing, Mick. It's like you're like, this isn't a country band. You guys are freaking metal guys that are playing country. And we were all guys that came from rock band. We're like, let's do this country thing, and we made it like rocking and beefy. I mean, we're playing Metallica during a country music show. So it was, and we had a couple of reunion shows a few years ago, and it was really cool. But like Joey York, bass player, lives in Florida now, and it's kind of went our separate ways. So
well,
I'm down to
shocked
2.
at the tunes that they play when they do country line dancing.
Yeah.
It's not all country.
No, it's
at
not.
all. It's
but they're all, that whole scene to me. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it
because show us your moves.
No, I'm, I can country line dance.
Yeah, the crazy thing, Matt, is that it's 90% not country anymore.
Yeah,
like
that's
back
what I'm
in
saying.
Early 90s, I was bartending. We had country music line dance night.
Yeah.
Every song was country. They're out there doing the twiddle.
Now it's like hip hop and all kinds of stuff.
Like this is it's just line dancing.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. This is what happened. Country line dancing just became white people dancing. That's what white people dance now. We figured out that if the guy in front of you is doing it, you just do the same thing. You don't fuck like black people get on the dance floor. They just fucking do whatever they want and they look awesome. You get a group of white people, somebody's got to lead them, or somebody's getting injured. There's going to be ankles blown. I'm telling you.
You used to have a country line dancing bit that you
Of course I did. Yeah.
What was that?
It's basically the same thing. Like white people are so pathetic that we need to all do the same exact thing at the same exact time on the same exact beat.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
It was something about tough cowboys. The bit you had.
The bit I had was. I don't know how.
And then they would get out there and dance after being this big tough cowboy, right?
Yeah.
But what about like the electric slide and the Cupid shuffle and all that?
White people shit.
Oh,
what do you mean no?
You ever seen the cruise ship line? They're all out there doing it.
I'll tell you what. I have been to 50 black nightclubs in my life
for the past 30 years.
Do black people assemble
Cupid
on
shuffle,
the dance floor?
Absolutely. The wobble, Cupid shuffle. Oh, absolutely.
The wobble, the electric slide still,
You're talking about weddings and shit.
No, I'm talking about the club. We used to play the wobble and Cupid shuffle. That was big in the club. It was back in the day. Not
big
anymore.
In the clubs?
It was.
And black people joined in?
Absolutely.
I find that hard to believe, but I'm not saying, listen, all I know is it's weird to me when it's like everybody's doing I'm like, that doesn't
black people did it way better than white people.
Of course they
with
do
much more rhythm, much more rhythm.
Yeah.
Remember 10 minutes ago when you said it's just going to be completely way off the cuff and ridiculous? You were not kidding.
No, that's how we do it.
Kory, do you think we're going to be talking about country line dancing 2 minutes into the show? Absolutely freaking not.
We didn't know what we were doing. But I'll tell you this other thing about all that assembly shit in the nightclubs when they all get together and everybody dances together. It's never hot. Like you can watch
it hot.
You ever watch girls dance and you're like, wow, that girl's smoking.
Oh.
Like she's sexy.
You're not turned on by the
by all that fucking 3 steps back, 1 step forward, 2 steps to the right, 2 steps to the left. I'm never sitting there going,
it's instructional.
Yeah, it's horrible. I just want to watch a lady go out there and shake her stuff and move in rhythm and whatever. Like, I can't deal with that shit. Yeah. 2 steps to the right. Now, skit. Now, what is that one? You know the song I'm thinking of.
You know what's funny, man? I've been a DJ for 30 years, playing all these songs.
Everybody clap your hands.
Yes, it's called the Cha-Cha Slide.
That's it.
Yeah,
but that piece of shit song.
I couldn't do one of those dances. If somebody put a gun to my head,
to the left?
Swear to God.
Matt, listen, here's what it is.
Somebody puts a gun to my head, I can't do any of them.
But you do what the guy's saying? He's telling you what to do. 2 steps to the left. Boom, boom. 2 steps to the right. Boom. You can't do that.
Dude, if somebody could teach me how to dance, they would be a miracle worker. They'd be a miracle worker.
Can you take 2 steps to the left?
No, like I didn't have a breakdancing career like you did back in the days.
I'm breaking it down right now to its basic. We're in the 3rd grade gym class right now.
Yeah.
Can you take 2 steps to the left?
Obviously not. I can't. No.
You don't get to talk about this stuff.
Okay.
If you're not even capable of going 2 to the left, 2 to the right, and then crisscross. If you can't crisscross some applesauce,
listen. I hear the directions in my head. Does my body do the stuff that the directions?
You're making me want to cry.
And there's only that one song that has the directions. The other ones don't have directions.
Listen, I thought this
Cha-Cha Slide has directions. The other ones don't.
No, I agree, but you just watch the guy in front. He does the same thing for 5 minutes. You can't figure out how to do.
You.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what we got to do, Matt?
Matt can't dance. That's what we determined here. Matt can't dance.
It's that bad.
Absolutely. Oh, dude, horribly.
Now, does your wife like to dance?
And you know what? I don't enjoy it. I don't aspire. It wouldn't be fun to me.
Of course, because you can't take 2 steps to the left.
Well, right.
You can't crisscross, goddammit.
No. But if somebody said to me right now, I'll wave a magic wand and you could pick a skill.
Dancing wouldn't be in the top 50
It would
things.
be, way down below 100 somewhere.
50, so you've never really danced?
No, I've never wanted to dance.
Have you ever slow danced?
Yeah, of course.
Do you like that?
I don't love that. No.
Do you like
you
hugging?
like slow dancing?
Do you like hugging people?
I do. You want a hug?
No, I'm just asking. I'm trying to figure out whether you have autism or
You
something.
need a hug?
We didn't even know it. Like
We're trying to dial in Matt's connection piece.
Yeah. How do you feel about Thomas and Friends? Are you,
Have you ever thumb wrestled?
Of course.
have you ever won a game of rock paper scissors?
Of course.
Ridiculous.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I will say this too, though. If you really think about like the dancing side of life,
Yeah.
the young culture, especially like the last 20, 25 years, it was like we grew up with rock shows and bars,
Yeah.
had bands. Like the last 15 years, it's very little of that. Most of it was club DJs, like the big stuff around town, right?
Sure.
So that's their culture. Like you would have grown up in a world where dancing was the way you got laid and you had no game at all.
There
That
was
would
a
have been
brief
brutal.
period. I don't know what. Maybe it was like 4th grade when all the breakdancing got big.
Yeah.
That
I can tell you that was
I was
85,
I was trying
86.
some of those moves.
Yeah.
But
Dude, if you can't go 2 to the left, you better forget about the worm right now. I'm telling you.
yeah.
There ain't no backspin for a guy that can't go
Let
2.
alone the windmill. He
Yeah.
ain't doing
we
a windmill.
really
ever,
need to break out your
ever.
video, dude. We
I
really
got to
need your
find it.
video.
The girl's name, she had a dance studio.
Mickey used to go to Ocean City,
Teresa
Maryland,
Liberci.
when he was a teenager, and he would make like $400 in tips on the boardwalk.
Breakdancing?
Oh,
No
my God.
shit.
Me and my buddy Louis Lambros.
Yeah.
And that's no bullshit.
Really?
We left one time.
Cardboard?
We used cardboard. I got a dude up the street from me tore his linoleum kitchen
Of
floor
course
out
he did, and gave it to you.
and gave it to me. I cut one huge section out of it and rolled it up, and that we would take that everywhere. It was like 6 by 6 and maybe 8 by 8, and we would take it.
And then one of our guests we just had on the show, his father actually paid you to come and break dance in front of people at
That was
an
like
event.
15,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike DiCarlo. Yeah, it was
I
hilarious.
gotta see these moves at some
So
point.
the
Nick.
girl's name, I think it's Teresa Liberci, and she had a dance studio in Rosedale.
Yeah.
And I forget how I ended up, but she put a recital on at the Italian festival in Little Italy, and her whole dance class went, and she brought me and my buddy Louie in, and we were breakdancing at the Italian festival in Little Italy. It was awesome. Yeah, I loved it.
Were you like spinning on your head and doing that kind of stuff?
I could do everything.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
Really?
I wasn't great at the head spin. I could do like 2 or 3 spins.
Yeah.
I couldn't hold it. I could windmill. I could do all that stuff.
But you could like get
Did
your
you
body
turtle?
up contorted, all that good
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, and I was good.
Check you out.
I was good. I wasn't. Louis was like you know what popping is, right? That's
Yeah.
where they do all that.
Right.
Like I was decent, good. I was good. Louis was incredible. I mean, he looked like he was breaking in half when he'd do stuff.
Why do
Wow.
I feel like you could be great at the turtle?
I could do the
Like,
turtle.
you could do the- I could see you doing the
I can't
turtle,
do it
yeah.
anymore.
Oh, hell no.
Do you have any dance skills, Kory G?
I broke dance. Is that a thing? I used to break dance back in the day. I could
Yeah.
cut a rug a little bit. Yeah.
Huh, all right.
Yeah,
Good for you
Matt
guys.
can't cut a rug.
We've
Good for you
established
guys.
that. We've
Matt,
established that.
I don't even think Matt can cut the cheese at the rate he's going to. Can't even go 2 to the left.
To the left.
That's your new shirt, Matt Davis. 2 to the left.
2 to the left.
Now, does Liz like to dance?
She doesn't love the dance.
So it's not a thing for her
Yeah, we
either.
don't care.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. All
We
right,
would,
good.
I mean, going out to a dance club would be something neither one of us would want to do. Did you get into that? Would you like go out to a dance club?
Well, so yeah, like when I was like 17, 18, 19, 20,
That was your thing.
Chaps used to have a dance contest on Thursday nights.
Yeah.
And Louie, my partner's sister, used to go. She knew the door guys. So we were like 17, 18. And we went down on this Thursday. They did the dance contest night. And me and Louie won. And then the people.
It was breakdancing?
Well, no, it's like they made a huge circle. Like they cleared the dance floor. People went out there and danced.
So you got moves other than breakdancing. You've got like just regular dance moves.
I could dance, dude. Like I could jitterbug. You know what that is? You know what jitterbug is?
I mean, I've heard of it. Yeah.
You know what?
I wouldn't recognize it if I saw it.
It's when the guy in the 50s when they spin the girls on their hips.
Yeah.
I could do all that stuff.
Okay.
Shag. Yeah. Like
all right.
my grandparents, my father's mother and father were maybe two of the best dancers in the city. Like, I'm not kidding you.
Wow.
They would go to dances where there'd be 800 people, and they would clear a floor, and everybody would watch them. My parents, and this is all documented and true, same thing. Like, if we were at a big event and my father and mother went out on the dance floor, a huge circle would open. And then me and my sister, when we were little, we learned how to do it together, my sister and I. So I had a lot of rhythm, which, by the way, is the only way I could play drums. Drums never made sense to me as an instrument. I just knew where to put the sticks on the beat. Like I just had rhythm. So it made sense to me, right? Yeah. So anyway, I love dancing. I mean, I haven't done it for the last 25 years, but I loved it as a kid. And when I started hanging out at Maxwell's Teen Night, dude, that was, let me tell you something. Guys can talk about the 3 things that will bring a woman to you, and I'm telling you what they are. You have money, number 1. Number 2, you're good looking. Or number 3, you can really dance. Something happens to a woman when she sees a guy that can really dance. For real.
I want to see your seduction dance, Mick.
And number 4.
It's illegal to do it now.
And number 4, you sing in a band. You band.
Yeah, you bastards are the luckiest entertainers.
Matt, jumping back to answer your question about dancing. So recently, within the last couple of years, my wife has taught me how to dance like I don't know what they call it. When you push back and you come together and then you go and you twirl and you come back.
Jitterbug, swings.
And you do all that. Yeah. Well, we would get drunk and come home, and instead of going to bed, we would crank the music up in our kitchen. Yeah. We don't have a dining room set because we don't dine. We just sit around. Anyway. Yeah. So she's like, come on, we're going to dance. And I'm like, I don't know how to. And she taught me how to do all that. So now we come home, like, come on, come here. Let me spin you around and twirl.
That's beautiful. Me and my girl tried that one time. I had to buy my neighbor a TV. We knocked it off the wall.
We don't have a Ring camera inside because of this.
My girl took me off. You know how the guy like puts the girl on her hips? You know, like the guy picks the girl up one side to the other. Yeah. She did that to me. She grabbed me, threw me to her hip. I fell. It was my fault. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Kory, welcome to the show,
Thanks,
my
guys.
friend. Listen, a couple things I want to say about you. Number 1, I really do want to compliment you as a singer. Like in that metal show, that showed me something. I mean, I thought you were a good singer. I always did. But that's a special kind of thing you did that night. It was great. You're one of the best front guys around town right now. Incredibly entertaining. I love the fact you wear your heart on your sleeve online. You don't hide from anything. A lot like it's the kind of entertainers I like. So I'm a fan, dude. Nice, I think you're a good dude, and I'm glad you're here.
You know, as I got older, and when I say older, I mean the last like 5 to 8 years or so, I've really taken a step back and I've focused more on like how to really sing well. Like I gotta sing, but I just didn't feel like I sang well because I hated, believe it or not, I hated watching videos of myself. I hate it. I like pictures because I think I'm kind of cute, but I hated the videos. And I watched stuff and I'm like so critical of myself. So the last, I don't know, like 5, 6, 7 years, I've taken a real stance on working on singing better, phrasing. There's a lot of like techniques and breathing and stuff, and I've applied. And
do you have like a vocal coach that you work with?
Just like online stuff. And watch. Yeah.
Oh, look,
they're some of the goofiest exercises, vocal exercises.
But it's
love it.
But it's funny you mentioned because for the longest time, like, man, Kory, like you look great, you're awesome front man, this front man, you got to entertain the crowd. I'm like, nobody ever tells me I'm a good singer, and I started getting inside my head. And so I took an extra effort on like, I'm going to really work on being a better singer, not just like I feel like I've done it all as a front man. Like, I don't know how I could be a better front man.
No, you got that part down,
control
bro.
The crowd. I focus on singing. So.
But yeah, I mean, you were a good singer. But yeah, we're milking this now. We get it. You can sing. Okay. The thing I wanted
to do. Here we go. Here goes the asshole.
No. I want to get into the news because I love your opinions on shit. I love that you're not afraid to say what you think.
No.
So Matt's a little nervous, I bet. Because he knows you and I you and I are both, what's that word? Loose cannons.
Yeah.
And Matt is a very well thought out man.
Don't forget, I've got some really fun stories. They're quick, but they got to tell about you.
We got plenty of time. Don't worry. You ready, buddy?
I'm ready. I'm not worried. What are you worried about?
No,
There's nothing to worry
you
about
have,
here.
you have no idea what I feel like talking about today, man. No, I'm kidding.
You're very comfortable over there.
Let's
man.
get into the news right now, brought to us by Barnes Paving, BARNESpaving.com. If you've been watching this show since the beginning, you know they're the reason we're here. And we want to love them and thank them, and they will always be mentioned on this show because they are the reason this show even started. So if you need any paving work, please get a hold of Barnes Paving. Mention Mickey Talks, get 10% off. Kory, you know the routine. You watch the show. Here it is, the most anticipated 45 minutes of anyone's day.
Dun-dun-dun.
Here it is. That's the facts. Matt, what do we got?
So, gentlemen, the summer solstice is upon us. Tomorrow will be the longest day of the year in the U.S. This is where the Earth will achieve its maximum tilt towards the sun, allowing for more hours of sunlight in the northern hemisphere and kicking off the summer months. The closer you get to the North Pole, the more extra sunlight you'll enjoy. So residents in Fairbanks, Alaska, will see nearly 22 hours of daylight tomorrow. And in the southern hemisphere, it'll be the opposite, of course. Tomorrow will mark the winter solstice, making it the shortest day of the year. So Australia will see its darkest day tomorrow.
So the weirdest part of this is in 2000. I got to think what year my kids were born, so I understand it. Probably 4, 6, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I was in Iceland 2 nights.
Oh, cool.
With my kid's mom, Jamie.
Did you see the Northern Lights?
Yes.
Nice.
Well, I mean, no.
No?
And with a tiny bit. Here's why I want to tell
Bucket
you.
list for me.
So we went out. One night we were allowed to go out where we didn't have to get up early to do the show. Amstel Light sent us over with the radio station. Anyway, we go out that night. We walk into a bar. We walk outside. It's 3:30 in the morning, and it's broad daylight. 3:30.
Was it trippy?
Dude, it was like I stood there, and I was like, what happened? Like,
Yeah.
am I been
You don't know what
all
day
night?
it is, and
And,
you lose track of time.
They have these vendors in Reykjavik, food trucks, and they sell, they're called lamb dogs. It's either lamb or, yeah. And they're hot dogs,
Yeah.
lamb with this sauce on them.
Huh.
I stood in the broad daylight at 3:30 in the morning at the foot of a volcano and ate a hot dog.
A lamb dog.
A lamb dog,
A
whatever
lamb
it's
dog.
called. So anybody else can kiss my ass.
You know what it's like
I did
to
it.
eat a lamb dog in the pale moonlight.
But so I don't know how many people have experienced that.
Yeah.
Just it
Well, can
doesn't
you
get
imagine
dark.
living in a place like that? I mean,
No
like
way.
Alaska is dark half the year and it's light half the other. So sleeping is just got to be miserable.
You'd have to imagine that they've just become accustomed to it. Like like us down here, like the normal daylight, sunlight, sunrise, sunset, like it's normal. But to them, it's probably normal that they don't get but
Well,
3 hours.
Yeah, but your body clock.
It's not
is,
normal
you know,
because the places on earth that have insanely high suicide rates,
depression.
depression through those times. Yeah,
You gotta
sunlight.
deal with that.
Sunlight is good for humans. What's that word? Biologically or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But one other thing you were mentioning about that, with all that, people don't take into account like some of these Alaskan towns and other places. Like, say you live in the outskirts of a town. When you get down into where like the 2 blocks of the real at night, it's lit up like it's broad daylight.
Yeah.
Like they light the town during the day.
I mean, I got
Like
blackout curtains here.
Yeah.
There, man, it would be insane.
I just
Yeah.
installed blackout blinds in the
Yeah,
bedrooms.
I got
Did you
to
really?
sleep
Yeah,
without it.
we're wide awake at 5:30 in the morning.
I have blackout blinds in my bedroom, but that's just between me and the person I'm sleeping with.
All right. Well, the Diddy trial was postponed yesterday because a juror came down with vertigo. The judge pulled the plug in the Diddy trial Wednesday after learning when the jurors came down with vertigo. We don't know the underlying condition of the juror in question, but the evidence that was shown was truly head spinning this week, with jurors fixated on various freak off videos. They put on their headphones Tuesday, watched around 10 minutes of the videos featuring sex scenes between Diddy, Cassie, and male escorts. You could hear a pin drop, they say, in the courtroom as the peanut gallery heard sounds of the freak-offs bleeding through the headphones. The judge canceled the proceedings on what would have been the 26th day of testimony. He told those assembled that a juror was experiencing symptoms of vertigo on their way in and had to turn around and go home. Diddy's former assistant and alleged drug mule, Brendan Paul, was expected to be called to the stand today. He's been granted immunity to testify. The court's dark today in observance of Juneteenth, and will resume tomorrow.
So I got a question before you get. I'm not really up to speed on this whole trial. Is the freak off thing involved with the baby oil and all that?
Yeah, that's basically it's orgies and
okay.
private sex stuff, and like he would have his girlfriend have sex with like 3 or 4 guys in front of him, and
all right, that's the freak off.
Yeah, the freak off.
I keep hearing the freak off,
well,
like that's a new term. Or
the
something.
freak offs, I think, were originally referred to as part of the white parties, the big balls.
It was a term coined by Diddy, though.
Yeah,
you know?
Just
is it trademarked?
I don't know, man. Don't try him. I wouldn't try him if I were you.
Make,
get some blackmail video of you.
Coming in October, it's the Mickey Talks Freak Off. Yeah, it's going to be great.
So there's a new report that says Social Security will run out of money a year earlier than they thought.
Yep.
By 2034 is what they're saying, which is 1 year earlier. When that happens, benefits will be cut by about 19% for all 70 million people who get Social Security checks. The average retiree gets about $1,900 per month, but that will drop to about $1,600. The problem got worse partly because of a new law that gave more benefits to public workers. More people are also filing for Social Security this year than ever before, and Congress has yet to agree on a plan that will fix this.
I don't know what to do with that situation, but I mean, I think about it all the time because, you know, I'm not far.
We're not going to see any of that money, man.
I don't think we're
not a dime.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. So, which means we're going to work our whole lives, right?
Yep.
And that's fine. I'm actually, if they said to me today, look, man, you ain't going to get nothing for what you paid in. Yeah. I would go, okay. What else am I going to do?
I think things are going to be a lot different when we're that age.
I also think we're
AI and robots coming in.
We're going to get money, and we're not going to need as much money.
Yeah,
we're not. We're going to end up at the end of the day. We're going to pay for food and pleasure, and everything else will kind of just take care of itself. I'm dead serious. Freak off.
Yeah, freak offs.
But my plan is this, Matt. In the next 5 to 10 years, I can make a couple $1 million doing this horseshit show. Right. And at the end of it, I can sell it for a couple more million, right? For whoever the next idiot that wants to come in here and they take our place. Right. And then I got, $4 or $5 million. I'm going to give myself a double wide trailer and a really, really nice person. I don't even care if it's a dude that's going to drive.
It's going to be a robot.
Life goals,
whatever.
Man.
Yeah. Listen. And here's what I'm doing. I'm getting on the road. Whoever wants to get into Winnebago with me.
You and a robot, bro.
Me, I'm just going to drive around and see shit I always wanted to see.
It'll be C-3PO.
But I get to eat and sleep wherever I want each night.
Do you want the robot to be taller or shorter than you? Because you get R2-D2, probably a little shorter than you.
I think I would want the robot to be bigger than me.
You would?
Yeah, because he could pick me up and shit if I fell or
get stuff off the shelf.
Yeah, if he had to change a tire, I'm not doing that shit. You get out there and do it. And if it was smaller than me, I would feel guilty and want to fix it for him.
Yeah.
So no, I need bigger people around me.
You get a plot of land out in the middle, like Arizona, like desert land, for like $1,000.
I know.
Dig a well.
Right. I wouldn't want to be that simple.
Get a greenhouse. You don't want to be that simple?
No, I think what I want to do is I just want to drive around.
Yeah.
And sleep in hotels.
Like we can do van life.
I mean, dude, can you imagine your life is, say, you and your wife.
Do that. They actually do that.
You retire, you and your wife, right? You have a Winnebago or whatever it is, a nice traveling vehicle that you can sleep in if you have to. And you just hit the road.
I love that idea.
And imagine this. Somebody else is driving the motherfucker. You ain't even got to drive it.
Truth be told, my wife quietly pitches that from time to time.
Dude,
she literally does. She talks about that. She's like, that would be a fun time. We could do that. We could go to races.
It's a thrilling thought to live like that. But a lot of people, I think it's thrilling like we do. Then they get out there and they're like, oh, it's just living in a car.
I think a lot of people don't think about it the way I wouldn't live in the car. The car's I'm just going to get around in comfort. When I get to say my first stop is Pittsburgh, I'm going to go to the best hotel in Pittsburgh. I'm going to go to the best restaurant and I'm going to go see the coolest 3 things there are in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but then you're spending money though.
Well, did you hear my whole plan?
Oh, what did you call the show again?
Sell the store for a couple million.
This shit show of a show that we're doing needs to produce a couple $1 million in revenue.
Yeah.
Then I need to sell it for a couple million. Then I got, say, $5 or $6 million just sitting in the bank.
Yeah.
And all I got to pay for is gas, hotels, and food. I would never run out of money ever. Yeah. I'm not going to go and buy a mansion. I just think
that park that Winnebago for pretty cheap for an entire week.
Here's the other thing, Matt. Say you miss me. You go, I got a week off. Let's do something. Matt, great idea. I'll pick you up in Detroit. We'll go to Indianapolis. We'll go to fucking Chicago. We'll just hang out.
I like that idea. I would love to go on road trips like that. Go out in the middle of like a
imagine
ghost
that's
towns.
Your life though.
Yeah.
It's summer coming up. All right, let me get north.
Maybe, Mick, that's what we do. We start doing the show from the Winnebago, and we just drive around doing the show.
Seeing shit?
Yeah.
I'm in.
You in?
Yeah.
All right. Now we just need somebody to buy us a Winnebago.
We need somebody to buy a commercial on this show first. Fuck the Winnebago. I'm trying to buy a pack of gum right now.
I got you.
You got to eat tomorrow.
Speaking of which, can we put the Venmo up for a reason? This isn't me hawking for money. There's a reason. It's the only one we have right now. The company one should be up by tomorrow, the next day. Anyway, if you'd like to make donations, Matt and I need money. Thanks. All right, let's move on here, Matt.
Need a Winnebago.
We're starting our Winnebago fund. If anybody wants to contribute,
or we could pitch in for this, Mick.
Yeah, what is
it? A Russian super yacht that's going up for auction. The U.S. government is seized. It is now auctioning off a $300 million super yacht. It's the Amadea yacht. Was docked in San Diego for 3 years and will now be sold to recoup maintenance costs. This vessel is 350 feet long, has 8 ensuite cabins, and can accommodate a maximum of 16 guests.
That's a nice water Winnebago. That's one of the better ones. Yeah.
The U.S. government says that the Amadea, which boasts a helicopter pad, a pool, a jacuzzi, and a stunning winter garden on the sun deck, belongs to a politically connected Russian billionaire who was sanctioned in 2018 in response to Russia's, quote, malign activity around the globe.
In fact, that guy, I'm getting him confused, man. The guy that they took that from, I believe that he tried to hide it for months. He would drive it to other countries and dock it. And there was an international search for this yacht. Yeah. I don't know if it's that one. So I admit I may be wrong.
It's crazy money, man. Imagine first you got to buy the $300 million yacht. And then for the reason the Justice Department seized the boat, they impounded it first in Fiji. And then he brought it to San Diego, where it's been docked, while also racking up millions in taxpayer-funded maintenance and storage fees. According to recent court filings, the U.S. government is spending roughly $850,000 per month.
That's ridiculous.
Wow.
Okay, listen. Yeah. What do you got to do to maintain a boat like that? I don't even know. What do you have to do?
I have no idea.
Okay, so let's really think this through.
Yeah.
Then you got to dock it. So it's massive.
Yeah.
So you're taking probably a whole shipway, right? Get it? And you say that's $10,000 a day, right? Because the guy that owns it's a dick. It's $10,000 a day, right? So
it's a huge parking spot in the water.
In the water.
You
know what else they could do? Yeah. They could fucking sail it out 2 miles and drop the anchor and let it just sit there. It ain't going anywhere. It's a boat, right? And you just put another boat around it that watches it so people don't climb on it and shit.
Just drop it out in the middle of international waters.
I would imagine a boat that big has one of those boats inside a boat. Like it's a little dinghy that you go down, you get a boat, and it detaches from the yacht.
And I bet that boat's worth $3 million.
Who's the owner of Amazon?
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos. He has a super yacht, right? But then he has another yacht that
inside the yacht.
Well, no, it travels with it and carries all of his toys, like his jet skis and whatever else he carries with him.
People go, that's disgusting to live like that. No, it isn't.
No, you made it.
You made it. You deserve to spend it on whatever you want. I will say this though, when you get into the billions like that, where money completely means nothing, I probably would do shit like that. But
like what?
Build a $400 million yacht if it meant nothing. But then I swear to you, I would use it for a couple years. And then I'd be like, I'm gonna give it to a dude that makes $40,000 a year.
Yeah, but he can't spend $850,000 a month to maintain it.
No. Here's the deal: you
just put gas in it.
No, that guy gets to sell it,
or a crew.
That guy gets to sell. Okay. I'm gonna be a selfish philanthropist.
Yeah.
So here's what I want to do:
sell my yacht.
No, think about it. I take all my wealth and I do shit I want for a couple years with it. Because I'm that wealthy, I'd get bored.
Imagine somebody first. Let me interrupt you. Imagine somebody gives you a $300 million yacht to sell.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Sell it.
I know. Where do you sell a $300 million yacht?
The first thing I would do, I'm not making it up. I would call Ed Hale. It's the only. Here's why.
Yeah.
That's the only guy I know, or Steve Bisciotti. I would call either one of them, and I would say, "Hey guys,
people that know people with the money."
Yeah, like, do you know any of your friends that want a $300 million? I'm willing to take 225. Ain't gonna lie. I'll take 225, but That's what I would do. I wouldn't pretend like I'm not going to open up an eBay store and put
I'll let it go for 50 grand.
That would be fun to put on Amazon. I mean, on Facebook Marketplace.
That would be hilarious. $350 million yacht.
$225.
Yeah.
No, $225 for your $1 million yacht.
Firm.
Yeah. What's your bottom price?
Yeah. What's your bottom price off at 300?
So there's a family soda business that was scammed out of $100,000. Hosmer Mountain Bottling, a Manchester, Connecticut soda company run by the Potvin family since 1958, was wiped out of nearly $100,000 after brother Bill fell for a Publishers Clearinghouse imposter.
No.
Yeah, he thought he'd won $5.5 million, the big jackpot. Bill mailed 2 company checks marked void to verify employment. The scammers altered the payee line and cashed both checks for around 50 grand each before the bank flagged anything. The Better Business Bureau notes Publishers Clearinghouse impersonation was its top scam last year. Isn't that crazy?
Listen, the whole Publishers Clearinghouse bullshit anyway, right? I still don't really know what that is.
Well,
you just said it's
the
bullshit.
The funny thing is,
you ever known anybody that knew? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, man. You ever know anybody that had that neighbor and they showed up with a big check and balloons and
I never saw anybody win $50.
Bill, what happened? I won a Publishers Clearinghouse.
Yeah, the only time I ever saw Ed McMahon was on TV with somebody. Yeah. Remember that? Congratulations.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, they're done anyway. They've kind of wrapped it up, I think.
Publishers Clearinghouse?
I think Publishers Clearinghouse closed this year.
Well, they finally cleared house, I guess, right? Yeah.
Here's my first thought. If you're a business owner, maybe I'm stereotyping, you got to think you're kind of smart when it comes to business. Yep. How do you fall for some shit like that? How do you go, oh, listen, I just hit this. How do you not read that and go, come on, man? I
don't know, man.
Here's another thing I don't realize why it's illegal. I don't understand it. Say I wanted to raise money for charity, right? Why can't I do a 50-50 raffle online? I think it's illegal. I don't even know why. So, I want to raise money for something. Kids cancer. All right, 50-50. Everybody buy a $20 ticket. Online, you could sell 100,000 of them. You got $2 million, and you give the kid $1 million and the winner $1 million.
You don't know how the gambling licenses work. You get one for a day.
But if it's that thing, if you're raising...
You're a 501(c)(3),
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, why can't I do it online?
I wonder how much they would enforce that if you were actually...
All right, I'm doing it right now. 50-50. Matt and Mickey talks. Matt and Mickey have a 50-50. We're gonna give you details on how you can buy a raffle ticket. We're just gonna do old school 50-50. Matt, you down? We're gonna raise some money.
I'm out.
You are.
You told me a half hour ago you had to keep a level head and not mess this up, and here you are, a half hour later,
fucking it all up. It's the worst. I'm the worst. I don't even know why I do that. I should just let Matt do it, and I should just sit here and go. Every 20 minutes, I'll say something ridiculous, and Matt will go back to the news. No, but what else we got?
So the U.S. is nixing its recommendations to limit alcohol to 1 or 2 drinks per day. So if you find yourself needing an extra drink these days, the American government says, sure, whatever, go for it. An updated dietary guidelines for Americans will be released in the coming weeks, and they're nixing the recommendation to limit your alcohol intake to 1 or 2 drinks per day. They're not saying there's any less danger to your health, just that they apparently won't list a specific amount. Instead, it sounds like there will just be a brief statement encouraging everyone to, quote, drink in moderation or limit intake due to associated health risks. Regardless, this could be a major win for the alcohol industry, which has been threatened by heightened scrutiny of alcohol's negative health effects.
Listen, my grandmother was 97 last month and she died. She drank 2 bourbon and waters every day for 77 years or whatever it was, right? Never lost. Physically incredible, mentally incredible. Anything in moderation is fine.
Well, most things, right?
Yeah, most things.
Yeah.
I mean, fentanyl in moderation is not good, but you know what I'm saying? The things we look at, we go, oh, you're abusive. I have friends that are stone-faced alcoholics.
Yeah.
Just, they can't drink. They can't. I have friends that can drink 2-3 beers every day. You never know anything.
Well, look, we're all going to die of different stuff and get problems from different stuff. It's funny because you always hear those people like they're 115 and somebody will go, so what's your secret to a long life? And she would be like, I ate a stick of butter every day and
Right.
drank a fifth of Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
And you're like, is that the secret?
Yeah,
to,
that's the secret.
That's the secret to
But
a long
have you
life.
ever met like an older person? I'm talking like 80, 90 years old that goes, oh, I have an apple every day and vitamin
Never.
B12. No, they're like, I drink a whiskey and I
Yeah.
have a pack of freaking Camels every day,
yeah.
and I'm here.
Why won't he die?
I masturbated last week for the first time in 12 years. It was awesome.
The old guy on Grumpy Old Men goes, you know what I had for breakfast? A pound of bacon.
Yeah.
You know what I had for dinner? A bacon sandwich. Like, yeah.
Of
I smoke
course.
a pack of Camels a day.
I have zero problems with that. I mean,
No.
you know, I imagine cocaine every day is going to do some bad shit. I imagine heroin every day does bad shit. I imagine alcohol in abusive amounts every day will do bad shit. I think you have a couple drinks a day. To me, it's no different than eating bullshit that processed foods we eat every day.
Why did it take them so long to just determine something that simple? Like
well,
that's-
I mean, what they said was, you know, they where is this one? Here it is. So one source says that the elimination of the 1 to 2 drinks guideline is primarily because the scientific basis for recommending specific daily limits is limited. In other words, it was kind of arbitrary that they.
Yeah, I just
said
think
that.
somebody said like 100 years ago, somebody goes, you know, he drinks. And then the doctor probably went, I don't think 1 or 2 a day will bother you.
Well, that's
And then
like
that
the
stuck
food
is-
pyramid, man. Do you
Of
know the
course.
story behind the food
Yeah,
pyramid?
it's all bullshit.
That was made by the government,
Yep.
and it was for the military, and they had to feed the soldiers out on the battlefield. And they said, well, we'll get them, you know, this much fruit and vegetables, and we'll get them some grains. And
Yeah.
they just made this pyramid arbitrarily, and then it
Totally.
became like, you know, gospel for
Yep.
the longest time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know people eat the same shit every day for 25 years. The
Yeah.
same meal.
Yeah.
Like Matt, you and your soup for breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Weird.
my band name.
Soup for breakfast?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
I need the backstory here real quick.
He eats soup for breakfast
Shut
like
up.
some kind of freak.
Like chowder and shit, like
I would eat,
tomato soup?
it was beef barley soup, and I would go to the grocery stores, but mainly in my 20s. And, you know, living by myself, I'd go to the grocery store. I'd buy like 7 cans of beef barley soup every week.
This is my partner.
And then, and
For
then,
breakfast.
yeah, and then I would, one of the things was I loved the soup, of course, but also because it was just convenient. I would pop off the top, put it in the bowl, toss it in the microwave, and then, you know, I'd be on my way.
The Pop-Tarts are convenient. You know, that's breakfast.
Yeah, but beef barley soup's a little better. I
Beef
got some
and this-
vegetables in there,
barley
some
soup.
protein, you know?
This
Yeah.
is the man that I have entrusted my entire future in.
Yeah.
A soup
We've all
eating
got our
breakfast
Listen,
freak.
man, I'm content. I don't eat a lot. Just give me some soup in
It
the
was
morning.
so funny though. I got to tell you this real quick. When you first told me that story at Natalie's, when your daughter and wife were sitting there,
Yeah.
and he said, I can eat soup for breakfast, and I went, you eat soup for breakfast? And at the same time, his wife went, every day. And it was like she was like as freaked out.
Yeah,
It was
she's the op. She could not do it. See,
Yeah.
you do that though, don't you? Don't you
I
do the same
can
thing
eat-
over and over?
not soup for breakfast. I could do it, and I'm
Yeah.
not going to lie. I could eat soup for breakfast.
But
in
you
a-
could eat the same breakfast every day.
I could eat the same lunch every day until somebody stopped me, unless
Yeah.
I get bored.
Sure.
And that's what I do. For guys like me that are like creative and weird and all over
you
the
don't want to think about it.
I
Yeah.
don't. I pick things that I don't want to have to wonder about.
I'm the same way. I don't want to
So,
think about it.
I know Chick-fil-A is across the street. I know I like that HP. I like the 8-piece nugget, the fries, and the sweet tea.
Yeah.
So at lunchtime,
Chick-fil-A, you want to sponsor us?
oh, speaking of Chick-fil-A,
Yeah.
if they listen, which I doubt, I want to say that the one right here on Eastern Avenue by the mall
yeah.
and across, the street, they literally have the nicest man that like is their floor guy, the guy out there that greets you. His name's Mr. Kenny. He's a black man. Every day I go in and he comes up and he is just like, we all know how great Chick-fil-A people are. He's like their best employee. He walks up and he says, every day, he says, good afternoon. Is there anything I can get you right now? And every day I say the same thing. I go, no, thank you, Mr. Kenny. I'm just waiting for my food. Then the food comes out a minute later, like a perfect server. He comes over. Will you require anything else today? I'm perfect, Mr. Kenny. Thank you.
It's like fine dining.
Dude, this guy, like, to see somebody take that much pride in their work,
Yeah.
like, I hope this show works because I would give Mr.
What do you think
Kenny
he says
a
about you
job.
behind your back? though?
Don't care. I don't care. He probably, every time I leave, he probably goes, look at that short little fat white bastard. Calls me Mr. Kenny every day.
Yeah.
But no, I'm dead serious. Like, I see people like that.
Yeah.
What I mean is I see people. it stands out to me. Like, I don't make fun of people like that. Like, if there's a young person behind the counter, even at a different store besides Chick-fil-A, like, you walk in anywhere and they're like, good morning, or thank you so much, enjoy your day. Like, nowadays, customer service, it's like they're doing you a favor.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I was joking, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Mr. Kenny.
He's a nice guy.
He's the nicest guy. Yeah. So Chick-fil-A, do something nice for that man. He's a wonderful man.
For sure.
Yeah. And they have a young lady over there too, a blonde-haired young girl who's really sweet and nice. And she's wonderful too. Chick-fil-A does it right. They do.
All right, well, call us, Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Call us,
Chick-fil-A.
So would you guys read a Charlie Sheen book?
If it was sponsored by Chick-fil-A? No, yeah, I would. Yeah, definitely. Is he writing it?
Yeah, Charlie Sheen's autobiography is being written. Hollywood's next great biopic should be in production soon because Charlie is releasing his autobiography. It's called The Book of Sheen and comes out on September 9th. The publisher says, quote, now nearly 8 years sober, Charlie writes candidly of every detox, retox, drug deal, and adventure along his challenging journey to freedom. And Charlie adds, quote, my stories have been told for far too long through the eyes and pens of others. I think you'll agree it's time to finally read these stories directly from the actual guy.
You're handed this book.
What's that?
You're handed this book.
Yeah.
Do you jump right to the crazy shit?
Yeah,
like do you skip? I don't care about.
I need tiger blood.
Jump to it. I think it's all tiger blood, man.
Yeah.
Is it all the whole thing? Yeah.
Chapter 1 better be. Yeah. So I got 5 hookers in my bed. I'm high as hell, and Barbara Walters is in my living room, and I'm winning. Like I could watch that. I could.
You know,
watch
it opens
that.
with something crazy like that,
Dude,
right?
It has to.
Yeah. When he was being interviewed by what's her name? That blonde-haired woman, a very respectable journalist. And she said, Charlie, what do you say to the people that are worried about you? And he said, what are they worried about? I'm with a different beautiful girl every day. I'm high as a kite. I have all the money in the world. I'm winning. And it was in that moment where you were like, he's gone. And he's just out to lunch.
Yeah, it was so entertaining though, man.
Oh my God. But I really thought that was going to end bad. Yeah. I thought we were going to watch.
The whole world did.
Yeah, I thought he was just on a countdown.
Matter of time.
And the fact that he got through it with HIV positive, has lived 8 years, maybe he does have tiger blood, dude.
Maybe.
That guy is a beast.
So I would read it and go, I want to get to the part where he looks back and he says, and I don't regret a thing.
I guarantee.
I'm clean. I'm good. My life is good. My health is good. It's crazy. I'm not, I'm knocking on death's door.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
but if I had to do it all over again, I would do it the exact same way.
No regrets with Charlie.
Winning. No. Yeah. Winning.
Yeah.
Winning. And you know what's funny? Like his dad and brother his dad's a uber liberal guy politically, but like as an actor and a guy, he's a pretty decent man. Emilio Estevez, his brother, really,
they're making a new Young Guns, by the way.
Yeah, but a really good man, Emilio.
Yeah,
just a kind, sweet-hearted soul. And then you get Charlie, and it's like Jesus,
that's it, crazy.
Just out of his freaking mind.
I don't wonder what he's like now that he's sober for all these years.
Boring. That's
that's
boring.
Well, I don't know if he'd be boring. Yeah. I think he'd be the guy you'd want to hang out with, telling the stories while we all sat around drinking. Yeah, I think he's a fun time.
I'd read the book for sure, man.
What else we got in the facts world?
Kelsey Grammer, I don't know if you heard, is going to be a dad again.
What's he, 75?
He is 70 years old.
Wow.
The Frasier star and wife, Kate Walsh, will welcome their 4th child, while Kelsey will bring his count to 8. An insider shares Kelsey is thrilled to finally have time to fully enjoy being a father all over again.
I didn't even know he was in the NBA. That's crazy. 8 kids.
He's been incredibly supportive of Kate throughout this pregnancy, which, though unexpected, has reignited a spark in their marriage that they both needed. The couple met in 2009.
If you're 70 and the spark you need to light in your love life is a kid, man, you might have to look at
Make some decisions.
Yeah.
I mean, man, do you want your kid to be 10 when you're 80? I mean,
no.
Your kid doesn't want that.
No, look,
at least they got money, I'll say, but to take care of the child.
Yeah.
I've always gauged it on the graduation. And it's probably weird to say, but anytime you think about somebody having a kid, like he's 70, so I go right to graduate. You're going to be 88 when your kid graduates high school.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
88.
And you know what's weird? Of course, it doesn't matter if you're 88 or you're, 24. You love your kid in a way that you can't love anything else. I
Right.
mean, Matt, before you had your daughter, did you ever love anything like that in your life?
No, I mean, it totally changes you as a person.
It's a different thing. And
yeah.
so you could love your kid that much, but imagine you're 18 and your dad's
90.
90.
Yeah.
Man. It's like, it's weird.
Or not around. I mean,
yeah. Imagine if he died at 83 and you were 14 and it was like, oh, what happened to your dad? Oh, he died.
Is that
what
your
happened?
great grandfather?
Yeah.
No,
What
my
happened?
dad.
He was 88.
Yeah.
I just, sometimes I feel bad for the kids, because you don't get that traditional father-son sort of.
Yeah.
My favorite part with my boys, like I loved them growing up. I loved every moment. But now that they're young men and like we can sit around and talk and we go do shit together, and like me and Bub are always talking like every day.
Yeah.
We'll talk about music or whatever it is. That's my favorite time with my kids is now that they're people and they're just
it's their own personality.
Yeah. And it's great to enjoy this time with them.
And not only that, it's like, you got the kid who's got a brother who's like an adult. They're a baby and their brother's an adult.
Yeah, your brother's 59.
Yeah.
You're 12.
Right.
Your brother, it should be your grandfather.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's got to be tough on somebody mentally.
Mick Jagger, he's got, just had a baby at whatever he is now. What is he, 76?
Yeah, Al Pacino.
Yeah.
I didn't want this kid. What happened? We were rolling around.
I thought I was sterile.
Yeah. I thought. I can't figure out what Pacino I want to do.
So there is now a simple fitness test, you guys, that can predict whether you'll die in 10 years.
I'm not taking it. Fitness test?
No, yeah.
What is it?
So here's a fun health test to try. Fun if you pass, I guess.
You want to hear it?
A new study found that a simple fitness test can predict how likely you are to die in the next 10 years. Over 4,000 people aged 46 to 75 tried it, and the ones who could do it easily were 6 times less likely to die of heart and lung issues over the next decade. It's called the sit-to-stand test.
What do you do?
So you cross leg and get up test. So you have to sit down on the floor.
I'm trying it.
And stand back up. Stand back up, but you can't use your arms, knees, or grab anything for support. So you just got to get up. Can we get a camera on you somehow?
This is not going to end well.
I'm going to sit here. I think the camera can catch me, right?
Maybe. I'll tell people. Right. All right, Mick's going down. Crisscross applesauce right now.
Now. What do I have to do?
You have to get up without using your hands or any objects around you. You just have to stand up. Literally just stand up.
I might be dead in 10 years.
Or we'll know. We'll know in a moment.
So I just stand up.
Stand up.
Doing any of that.
Yeah, stand up. Let's see if you can do it. Let's see how wobbly he is. Whoa!
I lost my balance.
You just lost your balance.
But I think I can do it. Like, I don't
you
want
have
to waste
the musculature to do it.
I'm trying one more time.
All right, try it again.
I wasn't prepared.
Yeah, he's going back down.
Tricks with Mickey Coachella.
Yeah, he's going back down. Crisscross applesauce, Mick.
Am I in the right position?
I guess. Kinda.
And then stand up.
You can't lean against the wall. You can't lean.
I can't lean.
It's all on your own.
Yeah. Right. You can't use your arms or hands at all.
Here we go.
All right, let's see you stand up.
If I don't make it, I'm leaving the show. All right, here we go.
We're gonna have a farewell party for you, Mick. Wow, look at that.
Did you do
Ladies
it?
and gentlemen,
I did it. I did it.
Yeah,
no
Hope is a
hands,
horse.
Mom.
Yeah. Look at this. I'm gonna be around for 11.
I think you are.
So
Corey, you look like you're in great shape, dude. You work out every day? What do you do?
I'm in the gym quite a bit. Yeah.
See, that's another thing I don't like about you.
What?
Listen, let me tell you what it is. Guys like you with talent and they take care of themselves physically.
Yeah.
I have no time for people like that. You got to pick one. I like people that are good looking and in shape, but dumb as shit. Or I like them to be incredibly talented and not give a shit. You're doing both, Corey. Pick one.
I got to give up one. I don't know which one to give up.
Give up the gym.
I don't know. I was blowing up for a minute. I got to like 230, and I was like, ooh.
How tall are you? 6 foot?
Right about, yeah.
Yeah. I got up to 230. I'm 5'3".
Woo!
I was 224 at my heaviest.
There wasn't any muscle involved, was there?
No.
Yeah.
224 at my heaviest. I'm 5'3".
Well, yeah, I got my heaviest was earlier this year. I think I'm starting to come down a little bit, man.
What was your point? What was your?
I've been skinny like my whole life, and then I would lift weights in my 20s, so I bulked up a little bit.
Yeah.
And kept myself in good shape for a long time. And
I'm going to ask you both.
This year's been awful.
I'm going to ask you both right now because I'm confused. So, if somebody says describe your body, I'm going to take my shirt off. I want you to tell me if I am a fat guy Like, am I fat or just out of shape? Is that a fair question?
All right, go ahead.
You know what I mean, right?
I mean, you don't even need to take your shirt off.
No, you got to see it.
All right.
All right, here we go.
You want to see this?
It's unpredictable, Matt. I had no idea.
Here it is.
This is totally me.
You got dad bod.
I got what?
A dad bod.
Yeah.
Dad, is that a fat guy?
No.
All right,
no.
no.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm fatter than you.
Huh?
I'm fatter than you right now.
Well, that was never under question.
Nick, you look like
Why'd you bring that up?
Here's a perfect analysis. You look like a guy that doesn't work out.
Yeah, I'm
That's
fine with that because I'm a guy that doesn't work out.
Yeah, well, there you go.
But I do want to start.
What a description, man.
That's hilarious. But here's what I'm saying, Matt. Like, all right, as this company has been forming, right?
Yeah.
I've been doing things for the first time in my life that I do think are smart. And I know most people will go, yeah, Mickey, most adults know that. That's this. If I structure my time in my day and I go, okay, I do anything. I got to be in bed by like 11:30, 12, because I want to be up by like, 7:30.
Yeah.
Do a great job during the day, do this show. But I want to start like in the morning. I think I'd like to go to the gym.
Let's go to the gym, dude.
Will you do it in the morning?
God, I would love to. Yeah.
All right. There's a Dunkin' Donuts right next door too. We can go right in there afterwards. Right. And there's a Royal Farm right there too. We could go into get like a Lunchable or something.
Do you like to lift weights?
Meet me at 5:30.
See, I don't want to work out with you, Kory, yet. I don't.
Okay.
Because I'm going to look like
we couldn't keep up with you right now.
I want to look like a baby. Yes, I want to lift weights, but I also want to. I'm not running. I want to get on a bike. I like doing that.
I don't run.
No, we're not going to do cardio together. We're going to go there. We're going to lift weights, dude.
I got to do some cardio though, Matt. I have to. It's good for you.
You eat well and you do weights, you'll be fine. You don't have to do a ton of cardio.
I'm not saying a ton. I'm just saying if I get on the bike for 15 minutes, gets my heart rate up.
Okay.
I'll burn some fat.
A little warm up.
Just a little warm up, get my brain going, and then we'll get on there. We're going to do like 3 sets of 10 at like 12 pounds. We'll start, right? Get them up.
We'll do some bench pressing. Yeah.
I got to be careful though. I got a lot of injuries. Seriously.
Do you?
Yeah. I got a lot of injuries. What's that muscle right there? What's that big one?
That's your bicep.
Yeah. I tore that in this arm.
Oh, jeez.
Years ago. So like when I go to lift weights, sometimes it like it hurts like hell.
Yeah. You didn't know your bicep?
I always forget the name of that and the tricep, and then same with the legs.
Corey's
like
laughing at you.
Yeah, well, look at Kory.
You're a soccer star. You should know all your leg, every leg muscle. You know every.
Let me tell you something. I'm just not smart. Like that kind of shit. I'm not smart.
You know stuff, man. You should know as a man.
I'm not good
where
at
your biceps are.
Fuck off. I knew what they were. I couldn't think of the name. I'm not an idiot.
You think you knew, Kory?
He's such a dick.
That's terrific.
He's set me up. I'm telling you right now, man.
Matt's got a point though. Like you don't have to be a genius enough. That's your biceps. Like
both of you can go fuck. I just forgot the word. Literally, you've never went to say something and been like, "What's that?" I know
it happens to me all the time.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just saying, I would love to start going to the gym. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'd like to do it with somebody like that we can motivate each other.
Let's do it. I've been talking to you about this forever, actually. We do our morning show meeting at the gym while we're working out.
I'm just worried. They have bodyguards there. I don't want people coming up to us. I don't want all that, Matt.
Don't go to Planet Fitness.
I'm just trying to get a little exercise. I can't be signing stuff.
Planet Fitness will gladly take a sponsorship.
It's so bad though. It's like a bar in the morning with a bunch of old people chatting. I'm like, does anybody work out?
Kory, I said this on our show in one of the very beginnings, and it's the truth. I have had a Planet Fitness membership for, I think it's 5 years.
I heard this, and you've never been.
And I said, Matt, how many times do you think I've gone in 5 years? And he goes, I can tell not a lot. I said, take a guess. He goes, 10. And I went, 0. I've never been.
That is ridiculous, man.
How long is, so what's it, like $24 a month, right?
Different prices.
So
probably right around there.
What is that?
Years?
What is that? 5 years. What is that a year? 24 times 12 is 2,800, 2,600.
24 times
12.
Not 12. 2 years. You said
no. It's $24 a month times
like
48.
$300.
Okay. Yeah. That's what you said by 12.
Yeah.
So 24 times how much? 48.
Say 4 years.
Yeah, it's $1,100.
I
Gave
gave
it
them
away.
$1,100. By the way, I lost 2 cars and an apartment in that time period.
Sheesh.
Never paid one of those fucking bills, but Planet Fitness got every dime they required
Wow.
just so I can be Sal's a black member, whatever it's called. You get the black membership. That's the one where you can use the water bed. You been on that water
The
bed?
water bed.
That's legit.
Dude.
It's a hydro massage. It's like a
Holy
recliner that has a hydro massage.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't
every
care
day.
about any of that stuff.
Until
I
your
want,
fat ass gets on it and feels
nah,
it.
man. I want free weights and some cardio machines. I'm good. I don't need all
of a
these
sudden,
classes.
Fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? He's eating Chick-fil-A like it owed it money earlier, and now all of a sudden he's Charlie Atlas.
Hey,
He's
look,
gonna be.
I'm not saying that I'm in shape now. I'm out of shape, but I'll go in there. I'll teach you some stuff in the gym.
Oh, you're gonna teach me stuff? All
Yeah,
right. If
yeah.
you can teach, I don't know anything about lifting.
Yeah,
I was
that's what I'm
never
saying.
a lifter.
I was.
Okay, if you can
Yeah,
lift. You tell me what to lift.
Yeah.
All right, I'll lift
Corey will
that shit.
teach you some stuff too.
I'm not going with Kory.
No.
No, Kory can do all that shit. I'll go with you because you'll fall or something at least once, and I won't feel like a total idiot.
You're gonna be picking a barbell off my chest.
Yeah. By the way, we're gonna be the only duo that needs a spotter. Like,
Spot both of you.
yeah, right. You can spot both at the same time, 2 different benches. Got you guys. You're good. It's hilarious.
So there's this. I forgot to load this picture up. I'm about to show it to you on my phone here. There's a school bus driver in Canada who was seen driving a school bus with a sign in the window that reads "Lolita's Line" while dressed in a schoolgirl's uniform. He will no longer be driving for the school. So it's a guy in Ontario. He was seen driving a vehicle with a sign in the window that read "Lolita's Line" in the school bus.
Lolita's lying?
Line. Lolita's Line. L-I-N-E.
got ya.
You're not going to be able to see this very well, but this is a picture of the guy that I forgot to load into our computer today. Can you guys see that at all?
Oh my God. Is he from there? Is he in a skirt?
Yeah, he's in like a pink dress.
That's a guy?
Here, hold on.
Yeah. Show it, Matt. Bring that over here. Let me see this thing. That thing. Oh my God. It's like
that's not my speed.
yeah, I mean that's a transvestite, right?
That's
it's a man dressed as a woman. That's what a transvestite is, right?
I mean,
I hope I'm not saying anything wrong. I don't mean that wrong.
But yeah, it's a guy in a pink
Yeah,
dress.
cross-dresser, yeah.
It looks like what kind of dress is that? What would you call that?
Ugly. That's a,
Like
I don't
a
know who is
sundress?
fashion.
I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like something that would be like on a baby doll or something.
Yeah,
right?
it's like that's shit. And he's the bus driver for kids.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
in a statement to CTV News Toronto, a spokesperson for the board said it was aware of a social media video filmed at St. Michael the Archangel Catholic Elementary School that appears to show parents confronting the driver. They were saying things like, "Why do you call your bus the Lolita Line?
Right.
Why is it called the Lolita Line?" asked one parent. There was a 1955 novel called Lolita, which tells the story of a professor who kidnaps and sexually abuses a 12-year-old girl.
Exactly.
So the school district said third-party companies provide the school busing in Ontario, and staff members immediately brought the incident to the attention of the bus driver's employer. The company quickly addressed the situation with its employee, and the driver will no longer provide busing to and from the school. The company has assured them that this would not be an issue at any other school going forward.
I mean, I think that it's weird that you even have to have that conversation with anybody, that's not a good idea. Like, can we just start telling people
I mean,
that?
Dress however you want, but when you put something on your bus that says Lolita Line,
Yeah,
that's creepy, man.
It's beyond creepy. If I'm a dad and my daughter's getting on that bus,
Yeah.
the first day I'm walking on the bus and going, nope,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. Yeah, it's freaky.
So there is a McDonald's in Virginia that is paying for a woman's broken tooth. After she, McDonald's.
You gotta
says
be careful with them nuggets. I ain't lying, man.
Yeah.
Them nuggets.
What was it that she ate? It wasn't the nuggets for her.
What's harder than
she
McDonald's
was-
to break your tooth off?
She was eating. I think it was
A urinal cake. What the hell did she break her tooth on at McDonald's?
No, it was a sausage biscuit. Shannon Woodruff says her teeth were healthy before she bit into a sausage biscuit that shattered her left lower molar in March. She said she contacted the Golden Arches but wasn't getting anywhere. So she shared her story with a local TV news station, and McDonald's responded by offering to pony up. They've agreed to settle for $1,200, which will cover her $700 dental bill and some lost wages as well.
Wow. Yeah, I'm going to, I've never been a guy that thought, well, something bad happened in a restaurant, I should sue them, right? Unless it was like gross negligence stuff.
Yeah.
I think I could pretty much forgive it's an accident.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Now, when you find that mice and shit on the sandwiches,
Ooh,
remember that?
Yeah.
Like, that's obvious, terrible things.
Yeah. What if you found hair? How would you feel about that?
I'd just pull it off. It don't freak me out. Yeah, it happens. It's
Right.
a hair.
Right.
I mean, people go
Couldn't
crazy.
even be your hair, for all that matter. A lot
I
of
don't even
people
care
they
if it's
complain
somebody
about it.
else's. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's hair. Like, it's same with things fall on a table. You're at a restaurant, it would touch the table. I'm like, I don't care if it touched the ground. Like, what am I?
People act like their house is there's no bacteria in their house
like,
or something.
what are you talking about?
Right.
Like, so that stuff never bothers me. I can eat anything from anything.
I don't think I've ever complained in a restaurant ever. Have you ever had anything you've had to complain about?
So one time, and I hated myself for doing it, but I was 100% right. The server was just so rude and so, like, stayed away from the table for like 12 minutes, 15 minutes. And then when they came back, I was like, literally said, can I please have another sweet tea? And she like rolled her eyes and walked away. And I'm like, what the fuck, right? So I'm not a guy that like takes that well because I'm very nice to people.
Sure.
So when she came back, I literally was very nice. I said, did I do something to upset you? And she looks at me and she goes, no. And I said, okay. And she goes, why? I said, well, you just seem like you're really upset or something. She goes, I'm fighting with my boyfriend on the phone. And quite honestly, it's none of your business.
Oh,
and I went like this. I went like this. That's fine. Can I talk to the manager? And she like looked at me, like eyes got real big. And she goes, why? I said, because I'd like to talk to him now. So he came over and I said, look, man, I understand. I've been in this situation a million times. I'm not telling you to fire that girl at all, but she's having a rough night.
Yeah.
And you're lucky it's me, dude, because I'm going to let it go right now. I don't want anything off the check. That is not somebody you want in your restaurant. Looks me dead in the eyes and he goes, thank you. Thank you. And he walked away. The girl finished my table.
That's a great way to handle it. You didn't Karen out on him.
I didn't ask for anything off.
I'm a really good tipper, and a server's got to just be a disaster for me to. I mean, if they're bad, they get 20%. You know what I mean? If they're bad, I give them 20%.
I'm kind of that way.
It would have to be awful for me to not tip them or complain. I think
as I've gotten older, when I had money, I didn't give a shit about anything. Yeah. Right. So now it's like, I hate to even admit this, but it's an honest statement. Like, I'm tighter with my money.
Yeah.
You know, I used to give everybody everything. I had a ton of it. I didn't care. Now it's like the bill comes, it's $50. My brain goes, okay, leave 60. That's 20%. You're fine. Here, I'll leave 65. That's cool. Right. And then I'll go, well, I should leave 62 because then it's like agree. And then I start doing this to myself and I'm like, ew. 65 is fine. If $3 makes a difference in my life ever, I deserve that to happen to me.
Sure.
You know, so I don't understand the people. I'll tell you something, people I hate. If we ever go to dinner and the check comes and they start breaking it up, you got this, you got that.
No,
I'm out. I don't care if the check's $5,000.
Split it.
It's $800 a couple.
Well, look, I'll say this: unless I'm at a table where people are buying drinks on that, I ain't paying for that.
It doesn't bother me.
I'm not going to split that.
It doesn't bother me.
I would probably get my own check though if that was the case.
Well, here's what I've done in that situation because a lot of times I'm not a drinker.
Yeah.
I will say when the check comes, right, and somebody will say, "Are we splitting it?" This is what I do. I go, "I'll do anything you guys want." And then usually somebody will go, "You didn't drink, did you?" And I go, no, but I don't care. I don't. And I don't like. The company and the enjoyment of it all has a value to me. And if that's what I paid for, as they're paying for drinks, I'm fine with it. Now, if they're ordering bottles of Dom and crazy wine bottles, I'm out. Fuck you guys. You ain't getting another 200 out of me because you wanted a 68 some kind of fancy wine. That ain't happening. Yeah. You know, but I never care about that stuff.
I had a reverse story one time. This is hilarious. So we're in a restaurant, and the waiter was really like just messing up, like big time. Yeah. And it's like he brought the wrong food. He forgot to bring his drinks, and I'm like, hey, he didn't bring it. Oh, I'm sorry. They go get it, and it just went on throughout the whole thing. He wasn't mad. He wasn't a dick.
He was like the absent-minded waiter.
He was. Yeah. It was just very just misminded, whatever. So at the end, he's like so apologetic, and I'm like, it's okay. He goes, I'm just so sorry, guys. It was my first day's tomorrow. without missing a beat, and
Right.
I cracked up, and I tipped him better than I
Of course,
tipped him.
of course, I get it.
He just without missing a beat,
Yeah.
he wrote out, he goes, guys, I'm so sorry, man. My first day's tomorrow, and I was
Yeah.
like, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So he
I'm
took-
with you on that. That's the way to
hilarious.
handle that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So did you guys watch Land of the Lost?
Are
when
you
were young?
kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Netflix is set to remake the 1974 dinosaur cult classic series, Land of the Lost. The streaming platform has finalized a deal with Legendary Television to bring back the beloved 1970 TV series. This marks the latest attempt. See, I didn't see this, which was previously remade into a 1991 series and a movie starring Will Ferrell. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, that movie was so bad it almost made me hate my childhood.
I don't think I saw it. I love Will Ferrell and I
fuck-
love Land of the Lost.
They fucked the slee stacks all up. They
Really?
just did it bad.
There's
I
a
didn't
fine
like it.
divide there where you provide something like that for today's generation to appreciate
Yeah.
because you can't sit a 12-year-old kid in front of Land of Lost and we watch and watch.
No,
and
it's like
they're-
watching animatronics.
They're like, what is this garbage? Well,
Yeah.
we loved it.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So you think half of it is like, yeah, I really want to entertain like today's youth and let
Yeah.
them see what we had, but in their
I honestly
generation,
believe, Corey, part of that charm of that show was how cheaply it
It's
was
how
shot.
terrible
How
it was.
cheesy it was.
Right.
Yeah, it was so bad.
you knew that spaceship was just coming in on a
On a
string,
fishing line.
right?
Yeah.
but you loved it.
Yeah, of course you
loved
did.
it.
Yeah.
That's when theater of the mind was really part of our culture. Now we have these phones and everything's in front of us in real time. It's hard to suspend reality for people anymore.
Yeah.
I hope they do good with it.
So there was a man who found out his ex-fiance had married him without telling him. 42-year-old man in Texas called police after he found a Bath and Body Works gift bag from his ex-fiance on his front porch. There were some products inside, along with a copy of their marriage certificate. There's just one problem, though. He didn't know they were married. And no, he wasn't drunk or high or anything. There just was never a ceremony. Apparently, they did go to the county clerk together 3 weeks before to get a marriage license, but they broke up shortly afterward before a wedding happened. The fiance, 36-year-old Kristen Spearman, somehow convinced a pastor to certify the marriage without the guy present or signing off on it.
Mhm.
Kristen has been arrested for felony stalking. Hard to imagine this marriage standing up in court, but according to the local authorities, the man is dealing with a mess, and he's trying to make sure that there's no threat to his life, including his property or finances.
That's insane to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know how that happens. It just makes no sense. 0 sense to me.
I mean, if you think about it, like I'm a reverend. I went on to the, I don't even think you have to in Maryland go on and do this, but I did. You go on to the website and you pay whatever it was, $15.
Yeah.
And I'm Reverend Matt Davis. I got the card and everything, and you can marry people. So how tough would it be to get like Joe Schmo
To slide
to
it in.
sign off on some marriage certificate?
It did it to himself.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's insane. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, we haven't mentioned our Rumble audience in a couple days, Matt. And I just want to thank everybody on Rumble who's watching. Huge thank you to everybody
Thank you
on
for all
Rumble.
the tips and donations.
It's
and
been crazy.
Right as
Yeah.
we're getting ready to go on, my wife sent me a picture. She's watching Rumble on the TV at home.
Yeah, isn't
It's
that
on the
cool?
TV. That's really cool.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So everybody on Rumble, thank you. We've just been crazy lately, but big plans for you, Rumble, coming up. Thank you, everybody.
So there was a human leg still wearing a shoe and a sock washed up on a UK beach. Day at the beach is great, looking for shells, building sandcastles, finding detached body parts.
Hell yeah.
There's a joke in there. So.
Yeah.
Police in Scotland are investigating after a human leg still wearing a sock and a shoe washed ashore on Prestwick Beach in South Ayrshire in the morning of June 10th. Detectives have not said whether the limb belongs to a man or a woman, how long it was in the water, or if it detached naturally or by force. No other body parts have been located. One missing person databases are being checked for matches. Locals recall rough seas in recent days, raising the possibility that the leg drifted from elsewhere. Police have appealed for witnesses who were on the beach earlier that day and asked anyone who spots additional remains or clothing to report them immediately.
Man.
Now, let's talk about the obvious here. You said you couldn't determine if it was a man or a woman's leg.
Well, they
There's
said
certainly
they were going to release it. They haven't released
Oh,
it.
they
yet.
released it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I didn't think it could
yeah.
determine. I was like, well, maybe was it like shaved? Was it a size
Imagine-
14? Like,
Yeah.
You imagine, like, you file a missing persons report.
Yeah.
Right. And then it's been 3 days.
I know where this is going.
And the police call you, and you're like, you answer the phone. They're like, hi, it's the police. And they're like, oh my God, did you find them? And they're like,
God,
a part of them.
jeez.
We still don't know what happens, but we know he didn't run away.
In a situation like that, you could do a DNA test, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, we know he didn't run away. Like we have one of his legs at the beach, so we're not even sure where he was coming from.
Yeah.
Like it all washed away. I just think it's a weird story. Like you want to think the guy was eaten by a shark and the leg drifted up. Like that makes sense.
Yeah.
It sucks, but
or it was some, mafia thing out on a boat somewhere.
But I don't know if the Brits do hacking. I don't think they hack bodies. I don't think that's their for real.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. I mean, there's certain cultures and gangs that hack up bodies. That's how they punish. I don't know if England does that. I don't know. I'm not there, but I mean, even Jack the Ripper kind of left him and he cut him up, but he left all the things attached. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. He never dismembered any of his victims. He disemboweled them.
Couldn't have been in the ocean for that long, though.
Yeah,
anyway,
to not biodegrade.
Eaten.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I would think you're right. I don't know. I think he got eaten by a shark.
Maybe.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
And the leg just drifted up.
Away.
Yeah.
We'll keep after the story.
What kind of shoe was it?
Updated.
What kind of shoe?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, I could tell you something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you're a detective, what would that say to you?
Like what kind of shoe it was?
Yeah.
Well, male, female, number one.
True.
You could probably, if the shoe was never in the water, you could probably get like evidence off the shoe where it was walking. Does it have dust on it that came from a plant or a car? I'm just saying, like
you could trace the shoe back to where it was bought, maybe.
Yeah, anything like that.
Yeah.
Matt, this guy is solving detective murders, but doesn't know this is his bicep.
I knew the fucking thing was a bicep, you prick. I knew it 100%. I couldn't remember the name. You bastard.
So there is a Colorado campground that has banned tents after a bear swatted a tent full of kids.
Good.
It's a popular campground in Colorado's mountains. Has been banned. All the tents and all soft-sided shelters after a black bear scratched at a tent with 2 young children sleeping inside. The U.S. Forest Service put the tent ban in place at Difficult Campground in the White River National Forest near Aspen last week. A black bear left puncture marks on a tent where a boy and a girl, both under 12 years old, were sleeping. Their parents were in another tent nearby, but didn't find out what happened until the next morning when the kids told them about their nighttime visitor.
So wait, a bear comes through the tent and the kids stayed quiet and didn't even tell the parents?
I mean, I guess it's possible they were scared to the point that they couldn't make a sound, right?
I guess the parents gave the nanny off for a minute. They couldn't be disturbed.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. If you take your kids out, I don't know this to be true or not, but you're camping in a place where bears can easily access you, you got to question your parental skills. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I mean, what do you do? You're in a place like Colorado. There's all kinds of there's wolves. I mean, do you not go camping, I guess?
But ain't there places you could camp
and then bears?
And you're still getting that same experience, but like you're not in their living room?
I don't know. I mean, yeah,
See,
I guess you go to a campground.
I'm weird with
not like a state park, right?
What's that called? The way the animals and the earth all works together.
The ecosystem.
I'm very much into understanding how it all works. One animal eats another, and they're all needed, and all the plants provide this for that, and like I like that. So I feel weird. Like I've seen people say, "Oh, they need to put nets around the beach for these sharks so people don't." And I'm like, we're jumping in their house. If the sharks come up the beach and start bitch slapping people, I'll jump in and help out. But why are you mad at a shark? Because he bit something in its own habitat. Why are you mad at a bear? Because it confronted an animal that looked like food to him.
Yeah.
Or it looked like something that would challenge him. So I always see these stories and I go, oh, it's terrible. A child got killed. But then I think, why would you fuck around and find out? Like there are certain things you just should accept that the bear is going to win.
Well, you would have a young child in the tent with you. How about that, first of all, with some bear spray, right?
Bear spray, I guess.
You buy a big, 8-man tent.
By the way,
4 people sleep in there comfortably.
Always wondered this too. Is bear spray just like steroids on steroids? I mean,
it's just
pepper spray.
It's pepper spray
on steroid, or is it just same shit we
I
sprayed
think
each
it's
other?
pretty close, but
Okay.
yeah, I think so. I think it might be a little bit stronger, but they
I
make some
always
pretty potent
You know what else I
pepper
wonder?
spray now too.
You know them air cans with the horns on them?
Yeah.
I think that would scare a bear.
Yeah, you're supposed to make noise.
Yeah, if you had
when
one of
you're
them
walking
things-
around in the woods,
And he wouldn't know that wasn't you making that noise. So if you just stood up with the air can and was like, "Ha, ha," that thing would take off.
Well,
I think.
I think if they hear you from a distance, but once they get up to your tent and they smell that food,
It's
over, man.
It's on.
They're fighting for it.
They're going to get that food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another thing.
Yeah.
Like, why would you put yourself in that position?
You got to do you got to put your food up in a bag in a tree. That's what they do a lot of times.
Or you just gotta
And don't
not,
cook at the campground.
or you could just not sleep where the fucking bear is.
Well, that's true too, but
That's
people
why you
like
can't.
camping.
That's why you
Yeah.
I
can't.
get it, but God, camp where there's no bears.
Well, if you live in Colorado, that's tough to do probably. There's wolves, there's predators out there, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Unless you go to like a campground maybe, but
Mhm.
even then you're probably around some woods, right?
I guess, man. I don't know.
You got to go out there packing with some bear spray.
I guess I'm just a giant, baby, because I people say we should go camping. I'm like, no. We as a society, we evolved to the point that we don't sleep outside anymore.
Yeah, my wife is like, she's like, yeah, why are we gonna go pretend we're homeless?
Right? What is that?
You
It
know?
makes no sense that people go,
Yeah.
oh, you can be one with nature.
Yeah.
You can also lay in your own backyard and be one with nature. I don't need to be in the Catskills at 7,000 feet experiencing nature.
It is beautiful though, man.
I get that it's beautiful.
For like a night. I don't want to be out there more than a night.
I don't want to be out there for more than 3 hours in the dark.
Yeah.
I saw it. I saw shooting stars. I saw a wolf a fucking mile away from me.
Ugh.
Fuck this. I'm done.
I took my daughter like car camping essentially at a friend's house who has a lot of land.
Yeah.
And man, it is not comfortable sleeping in a tent when you're
No.
in your 50s.
Matt, do you understand my whole point started by saying we evolved because we didn't like sleeping in tents. So we said, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
And somebody said, I have an idea. Let's build something that doesn't move and that a bear and a wolf and a Sasquatch and the guy across the tent line can't get in.
Right.
And we said, what are we going to call them?
Swamp
And they went
monsters.
houses. And we said, great, we'll live in these. And we've been living in them. And now these idiots want to go, you know what? As much as I love my house, I sure do wish I could experience living like a wild animal. Good luck, everybody.
No, it's beautiful being out in nature, though, man. You get away from the screens.
You know what else would be
Seeing the
beautiful?
beautiful streams and forests.
Yeah, from that perspective, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
But you know what else would be beautiful? Swimming with a school of great white sharks.
No thanks.
But it would be beautiful.
I would go in the cage, though. Would you go in the cage?
I wouldn't go in the same fucking ocean.
No.
I hate sharks. What is wrong with people?
No, I'm talking. You're talking about the cage.
The
You see the
protective
metal
cage.
cages?
I
Would you do
saw
that?
Jaws. It got right through the cage.
They're not getting through the cage.
You're going to watch some videos I've watched online.
Come on.
I'm not doing it.
All right,
All right, if there was an aquarium, like a building, and there was great whites in it, and I could watch great whites attack whatever they attack, I'd stand in that room with the tank around me going, wow, this is wild as shit. Would I get in the tank? No. And if you do, you're an idiot. You're just an idiot. I feel that way about all that shit. Skydiving, fucking balloons, people that get in a balloon. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're literally saying, you know what I want to do? I want to be 10,000 feet in the air and risk something popping because there's zero out at that point. I get it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, balloons are kind of crazy, man. You can't even, there's no way to steer it or,
There's no way to
no
do
way to
anything.
control the landing,
Nothing. You're
really.
just going like this.
Yeah, that's
I
sketchy.
hope this gas doesn't stop.
Balloons are sketchy. I like skydiving safer than most people think. And
Okay.
I can tell you reasons why.
All right, let me just explain one thing
Go ahead.
about that.
Go ahead.
The room for error in a skydiving incident is zero. If the chute doesn't open, you're dead.
Yeah. Well, you got
There's
so you want me to explain to you?
No, I get it. I know all the rules. You got a backup chute. You're tandem. You're tied to somebody else.
No, not even tandem. I'm
You
saying
got a
you have a
backup chute.
backup chute.
What happens if number two takes a shit? You're dead every time. Here's all I'm saying. If your hobby is, say, I don't know, golfing.
I mean, if your brakes in your car fail, you're gone, right?
Bingo. Yes. But that's a necessity. That is a necessity to drive.
True.
It is a luxury and a stupid, in my opinion, a stupid, like, kind of I wonder what idea thing it is for humans. You know why we can't do that? Because we can't do it. That's why if we could fly or were meant to, we'd be able to do it. You don't see fish.
It's the next best thing, man.
The first time
free falling through the air,
I get
you
it,
can
but
literally fly like Superman through the air when you're free falling.
You know what I think? I think dolphins swim in the ocean. You know how they can come up and look around and shit? Do you think a dolphin's ever gone, you know what? It's a shame I can't do that, but fuck it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to get up and walk out of the fucking ocean and live in that city for a minute just to see what happens. No, it can't do it, right? It can't fucking do it. So it doesn't even think to do it. Well, I think we're such idiots because we go, wow, we're not supposed to do that. Let's do it. And then when people die and they call it a tragedy, I go, no, it's a tragedy that you're shocked. Maybe I am insane. I'll admit freely, I have questioned it for many years. But when I think about this stuff at great depth,
I hear you. There's lots of stuff that people do. You see them do these base jumps where they jump off a cliff and they barely have time to pull their chute.
Tom Cruise.
But you know what, man? People are going to live their lives, and people need different adrenaline rushes in their life than other people. Right?
Listen,
Baskin-Robbins. How do you get your adrenaline rush?
You know how I get my adrenaline rush?
Yeah.
I'll tell you how. I start a podcast with no money and having no idea how I'm going to pay next month's fucking rent, car insurance. I don't have any idea month to month how I'm going to do that. But the adrenaline rush is every day I got to wake up and make that happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, there's no higher adrenaline than when you wake up in the morning, got to look out your window like this. Is my car still here? God damn, I got another day. That's adrenaline rush for your ass right there. I will take that every day over standing over a mountain going, I think I should jump off this fucking thing and fly down.
That's an extreme sport, man.
Extreme sport is what I'm doing right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, fuck, there's no parachuting what I'm doing. I'm either going to crash and burn or I'm going to float.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm feeling a little up breeze. So I'm thinking we might slow down this fall. Might be able to catch it, Matt.
Come on, man. Good. Settle Mick down. Give him some donations.
Yeah, fuck. I'll tell you this much. If this show doesn't work, I am going to test that jumping off a fucking mountain or rooftop.
Don't do it, Mick.
I'm telling you.
Don't do it.
This has got to work, buddy.
Yeah.
That's adrenaline.
It's going to work, man. It's going to work.
I don't know what I just said for 10 minutes, but goddamn, I feel really good right now.
Good, man. Yeah. That is the Facts Matt, and that's the whole purpose of That's the Facts Matt, to make you feel this way.
Kory G in here with us, one of the best front men in town. Great singer. His band Social Drinking plays all the best places, packs the place. Is there anywhere you guys play where it sucks, like crowd-wise? Part of town?
No,
you do good all around the Beltway, don't you?
Well, yeah, we're pretty fortunate. We're blessed.
That's awesome, man. Good for you, Kory. Now, you said you had a couple stories.
I did.
I'm going to let you tell one, whichever one you want. Then we're going to start Matt's Music Minute. Then you'll tell the other one inside of that.
So what the Matt story or the Mickey story? Which one?
I'll let Matt decide.
Tell my story.
Your story. Yeah. Okay. It's April 2004, and I'm riding the highway with JJ Rod. We had just cut a CD. It's going on.
That's the band that I met Kory through.
Great band, by the way.
First band. So we were riding the high. We were playing all over. We cut a CD, and Matt, we got talking, and he put us on Noise of the Basement. And so we're going to play Noise of the Basement. When Matt calls me on like Tuesday, and he goes, hey, man, I don't know if you remember the story or not. He calls, he goes, hey, man, I need a favor. I'm like, yeah, sure. Because we were set to not headline, but we're going to play last. He goes, I got this national act coming through. He goes, I want to put them on after you guys, man. You guys can still play your same set. We're just going to move the towns. I'm like, that's cool. No problem. Whatever. He's like, oh, they're really good. They're going to make it big. It's going to be awesome. I'm like, I'm all about it. So they come in, we play, and we pack the place. It's a freaking monster. Like we just had that time when everything was firing on all cylinders.
Right.
We were done with our set, place cleared out. And I felt bad. I'm like, oh, this band comes out. They come out and they play like 3 of the original songs and like 4 Tool covers. And Matt calls me the next day. He's like, so how'd it go? And I was like, this national act, man. There were like 8 people there, man. We packed the place. And I was like, yeah, I don't think they're going anywhere. And you know, this band was You remember who it was?
I think it was Breaking Benjamin. Right?
Benjamin. Yeah, Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah.
That's Kory with the eye for talent.
Believe it or not, those guys played Noise in the Basement like 3 times.
I remember, bro.
I think. Yeah,
and they were good. Don't get me wrong, they were good, but it was like the place cleared out. And
well, you're right, man. It was the very beginning of their career. I mean, they must have just got their record deal.
What year is this?
04.
Yeah, because I think Amelia and I had just started because Jen had just left, I think.
Yep.
It was me and Amelia, and I think she liked them.
Yeah, so the right thing to probably do would have been to have like Kory's band as the last band on the bill. But you could never tell. You could never tell a local band to go on after some national band.
Oh, yeah.
But it would have done everybody good. Probably.
I would have loved to go on after a national.
Yeah.
I would have loved it if I'm in the local band.
Maybe.
And they're going to open for me.
Yeah,
I would love that challenge.
You're right. If you had a better following than the national band, that would be good. But if you don't,
by the way, I was listening to Steve Whiteman's new podcast. By the way, if you guys want to listen to something, you like music, Steve Whiteman's it's called a podcast.
It's hilarious.
You watch it?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he told the story. Everybody kept saying to Kix, like, why don't you headline M3? Yeah. All the other bands would ask because every band knew that in Maryland, it went like the Beatles, the Stones, Kix. Right, for Maryland rock fans. Yeah. So all the other national acts were like, they knew what Kix was here. They all agreed to let Kix close the show. Guess who wouldn't?
Who's that?
Do you remember?
I don't.
Blackie fucking Lawless.
Yeah, of course.
Black Wasp.
Wasp, yeah.
Over Kix.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take Wasp over Hornet. I don't even know who Hornet is. I think Wasp is one of the worst bands ever. I hate that band.
Yeah.
And I hated
you weren't into metal though.
Yeah, but I found all that stuff later. Yeah. I never heard a Wasp song.
I was never big on them either, but they were big within the metal scene.
By the way, when Steve Kitches comes on the show, who was the real brains and brawn behind Hammerjacks that made it all work, he's got the greatest Blackie Lawless story you'll ever hear in your life.
Cool.
I can't wait.
All right.
Let's do it.
There's my match story.
So
I'll never forget that.
Matt,
so cool.
Yeah, that was early days of Noise in the Basement, and obviously for Breaking Benjamin as well.
Yeah. Matt's Music Minute brought to us by Natalie's Seafood Kitchen, 2315 Bel Air Road, right in the heart of Falston. Tonight, it is Drew Scott Duo. Tomorrow, The New Normal, and Saturday, Pineapple Band. Get up to Natalie's Seafood Kitchen. Amazing. If you haven't eaten there yet, I know most of you have heard the rumors. It's spreading quick. It's one of the best places you'll go. Yeah. It's entertainment's incredible. Seafood, man. And the food's awesome. All right, let's get into it. Here's Matt's Music Minute.
All right, so there is a Michigan man who got 15 to 30 years after breaking into Eminem's home for a second time.
Damn.
Ooh. Yeah, Michigan man accused of stalking Detroit rapper Eminem was back in court this week. Here's his name. You ready?
Yep.
Matthew Davis Hughes.
Matt Davis is a freaking stalker. I knew it.
32-year-old man of Clinton Township was sentenced to 15 to 30 years by a Macomb Circuit Court judge. Hughes was previously found guilty by a jury of first-degree home invasion, aggravated stalking, and second offense habitual offender after he broke into Eminem's home twice. The first incident occurred in 2020 when he confronted Eminem, according to the Detroit Free Press. And the latest incident occurred in August 2024. He's going to spend a minimum of 18 years behind bars, prosecutors said. In addition, he is to have no contact with the victim, Marshall Mathers, a.k.a. Eminem.
Matt Davis is a dick.
You stalking son of a bitch.
I get to say this for a minute or so, Kory.
Yeah.
And right in the camera. I hate Matt Davis. Matt Davis is a scumbag. Matt Davis should leave people alone.
To hell with you, Matt Davis. To hell with you.
Matt Davis is a freak.
It's Matt Davis Hughes. Come on.
That guy. What else we got, buddy?
So Gary Glitter's prison release was denied. He's the artist who created one of the best-known sports arena anthems. He will remain behind bars. A parole board in England denied the release of Gary Glitter, who is serving a 16-year sentence for sexually assaulting 3 minors between 1975 and 1980. Glitter had been released on parole in February of 2023 after he served 8 years, but was returned to prison after violating conditions of his parole. He was allegedly trying to access the dark web and download images of children. Glitter was whose 1972 song "Rock and Roll Part 2" is commonly heard at sports venues, which I think is fading out.
Yeah,
Old school, and then kind of died out with his criminal actions, I think.
Yeah.
In 1999, he served time on child pornography charges after admitting to possession of about 4,000 indecent images. The 81-year-old, whose real name is Paul Gadd, could still be eligible for parole before his sentence ends in 2031.
I'm going to ask you both the question, and there's no right or wrong. It's just where you feel about it. Child sex offenders, don't you think if you're a man and you're a child sex offender, would you be okay if the punishment was just, I'm sorry, so we got to take your penis off? Like, we got to cut your dick off. If you have sex with a child.
My first initial reaction is just to say yes, but I'd really have to think hard about whether, that's the route to go.
I think that if people knew that if I do that, I'm going to lose my dick.
I don't think it's going to make a difference.
You really don't think it would have any deterrence?
I don't think the death penalty doesn't have any deterrent.
Oh, it does. It does. It does, Matt. I'm telling you, it does. It does
for me.
I think, but if it wasn't there,
I still wouldn't murder people, but
right. I mean, I do. I think about stuff like that. Like, why don't we just cut to the chase? Why are we always trying to fix people?
Well, look,
some people are just broke. I think somebody that fucks kids is broke. I don't want them.
You're
fixed.
right, and I was just going to say that there's something and I hope one day, science figures out a way to go into the DNA and just switch it off.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah,
but I'm saying they haven't. So to me, and maybe I'm just a cold-blooded son of a bitch, but if you're going to do that, I just don't know why you get to stick around. What purpose do you serve any of us?
Look, when those guys go to jail, it is not a good time. I mean, it's not a good time for anybody, but it's a really bad time for those guys in jail.
Yeah, I saw this thing on HBO or Showtime one time.
Yeah,
prisons, and some of those guys, by the way, were fine with it. The way they were abused once they got to jail.
Yeah,
because they were just sexual deviants and freaks. And
but it's not just that. I mean, they get beat up. They get stabbed.
Yeah. But then quickly, I learned quickly a lot of them have money and they're able to buy protection in jail. A lot of them just basically join some gang to be a part of something. And even though they're like almost exorcised from the gang itself, but the gang goes, all right, we'll protect you. You don't talk to anybody. Like it's weird shit. Like I just think, all right, if you did that, I'm sorry. That remember that one strike rule we had on cocaine for a while?
Yeah.
And coke got way better. Maybe we just say
one. I agree. There should be no tolerance at all for it at all.
Yeah, just one strike. I'm sorry, you fucked the kid. Gone.
Yeah. I don't know why that isn't the biggest platform on our politicians.
I've never understood it.
I mean, every single one of them should have that on there. Just the child trafficking, just putting an end to all that.
Yeah. How does that not bipartisan?
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
All right. Tell me what you guys think of this. Sabrina Carpenter. She wants to ban phones from her shows.
Well, if we do that, Kory will not be able to do anything during the day because I follow Kory and I get updates about every 12 minutes about what's going through that brain of his.
But now you say it at the show.
No, it's at the concert. Show. So Sabrina Carpenter is open to the possibility of banning phones at her concerts, describing a phoneless night seeking Silk Sonic as the best concert experience she's ever had. She was in Rolling Stone and she opened up about the possibility of implementing a phone locking policy at her shows, which is a practice already embraced by Madonna, Adele, Paul McCartney, and others. And while she's warming up to the idea, she's aware it could spark backlash. She said, this will honestly piss off my fans. But she cited a positive experience she had seeing Silk Sonic. She said, I went to see Silk Sonic in Vegas, and they locked my phone. She said, I've never had a better experience at a concert. I genuinely felt like I was back in the 70s. Everyone singing, dancing, looking at each other, and laughing. It really, really just felt so beautiful.
I tell you, I envy the days, or I really miss the days where I couldn't be reached.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find out anything. And I had to enjoy and live in the moment I was in. You know what I mean? I think as a performer, Kory, don't you love that part of it?
Absolutely. Yeah. This is a hot button piece. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. And I've watched it grow from like good friend Doug Glassman. He used to take a camera and he would sneak it in like the wrecker or the Rams, and he would hold it down. And sometimes you get caught and he's doing it. And now you go and just these people that just watch the entire thing through their phone. It makes me insane. Yeah. This morning I watched the video. Night Ranger just played a small club. It was really cool. There's this good looking girl right up front and she's rocking out like this. And I'm like, you have one hand that you're kind of like banging, and the other hand is like trying to hold this whole thing still. Like, why are you recording an entire concert? Yeah. You're right there.
Well, it's so funny, man. I'll record like some videos of concerts, never ever watch them ever again. I mean, it's just like.
But what do you do it for? Do you do it for the clout? Do you go, hey, look at me, I am front row at the Night Ranger show?
I don't think it's that, Kory. I think people have this mindset of like, I want to remember this.
I want to capture this moment.
I want to capture, and I came up with this kind of quote thing where I was like, we miss a whole lot of great times worrying about the next one.
Yeah, right. Sure.
I really believe that,
right.
man.
You got to be present in the moment.
Be present, man. And I have very few things where I stop what I'm doing and record it because I go, although remind me, holy shit, I can't believe I forgot this. 2 weeks ago, remember I took that day trip to the beach?
Yeah.
I saw the world's greatest 18th hole miniature golf event.
We're getting really sidetracked.
I know, but don't let me forget that.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
I don't like phones. I don't like them.
Well, look,
I don't like them at concerts.
How mad would you guys be though if you paid $450 for a concert ticket and they're like, we're going to lock your phone up? Would you
wouldn't be mad at all.
Take it.
I want to see.
I wouldn't like that.
I went to see Louis C.K. They lock your phone in a bag and you pick it up when you're done.
Okay.
When you walk out,
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I mean, in a case of emergency, you can walk right out to the lobby and they unlock it for you.
But there's no middle ground because
does the artist not have a right to not have his picture taken?
Well, do I want to go to a concert, take a couple pictures, a little bit of remembrance, maybe take a 30-second clip or something to go, oh, wow, this is really cool. But I remember going to the arena, I watched a Slipknot 10 years ago. Right in front of me, this kid stood like this the whole time. And I'm like, you paid $120 for a really good ticket to Slipknot to stand there and record. Like, for what? Like, what? It's something that something doesn't click.
I don't get it.
Well, tell me this, you guys, concerts aside, somebody says to you, it's like the Matrix, red pill, blue pill.
Yeah.
You can either keep your phone and everything will be just as it is, or that we can go back to where there were no cell phones. What would you do?
Well, I think you have to pick the cell phone now because of how much.
It's too practical.
Yeah, it's part of us now. All your information.
You don't have to. It could go back to that. I'm saying they never existed.
I would rather live a simpler life in a lot of ways, and I'd rather have less availability, both to other people and to myself. You're too accessible all the time. That's why people are so stressed out all the time.
People expect you to answer their text messages and phone calls. You got to relieve yourself of that stress to get right back to people too, though, I think.
You're all old enough. I mean, do you guys remember the times where when we were teenagers, you'd leave your house?
Yeah, 12 hours.
And the only thing you knew that happened in front of you. So that you didn't know anything. Now we go 6 minutes. We got to check our Facebook to see if somebody fell or if there's a tree down somewhere. Or it's just like I'm really working hard, by the way, very hard. Like when I get home, I take my phone, I put it down. I'm trying really hard not to pick it up out of boredom. I'll keep watching something.
Oh, it's an addiction, man.
Oh, and I'm working hard at it because I've realized it takes too much of our time.
Yeah, for sure.
Sort of like this show.
I mean, social media.
That's what it all is, man.
It is. I mean, I
use it like you do.
I use it a ton.
Yeah, it's beneficial.
It's entertaining. It's fun. You get to promote. It's everything that we paid for advertising years ago to try to, flying up an arena or flying up a venue or whatever.
Whatever it is.
You just make an event now and you post it on Facebook or whatever. So the practicality, the ease of use is great. Do I miss, like you said, just going out and just, I'm going to go out to dinner with my girlfriend, my wife.
Yeah.
And when I get home, I'll check my answer machine.
Yeah.
You can't get a hold of me while I'm at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse I'm at Outback because I'm out to dinner.
Unless you had the beeper. Remember the beeper days?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even want them.
But now, like you said, man, if 6 minutes goes by, if I'm in the middle of eating my baked potato and my buddy buzzes me and I don't answer, he's like, dude, you all right? Like, what's up? And I'm like, I'm having dinner with my wife.
Yeah.
Back in the line.
That's another thing.
You got to give yourself that grace.
Somebody sends you a text.
Yeah.
7 minutes might go by, maybe 10.
You get a question mark.
Then or hello.
Yeah.
It's made us have a patience level of nothing.
Well,
Well,
look,
it made us all
there's certain
entitled.
people in your lives that I feel like you should get right back to.
The people that matter to me,
yeah,
I immediately respond
of course.
to.
Yeah.
Now I will tell them, hey, give me an hour. I'm doing something.
Yeah.
I'll come back to this conversation. But yeah, if somebody in my family or somebody I'm with texts me, yeah, you're getting replied to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, one more story, guys. This is kind of a cool story, too. The Beach Boys' Sounds of Summer album jumps 100-plus spots on the Billboard chart. Tributes past and present to the Beach Boys are going viral following Brian Wilson's death last week. There was a video of Red Hot Chili Peppers performing a cover of I Get Around, and it took place in 2005 at Music Cares when Brian Wilson was named Person of the Year. Tribute to Wilson was also displayed on the Billboard 200 album chart, where Sounds of Summer, the very best of the Beach Boys, leaps 128 spots to number 52.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the greatest. I mean, Pet Sounds to me.
Yeah.
I just put it up there, man. Are you a Beach Boys fan?
Absolutely.
Dude, I think that album.
Pet Sounds is a masterpiece.
It's just one of those things you listen to and you go, yeah, that dude figured it out.
It was just groundbreaking album sound-wise.
Do you know it made McCartney and Lennon rush back to London to record Sgt. Pepper?
I know.
So that album.
Very influential.
That album inspired Sgt. Pepper.
It's incredible.
I mean,
they were doing stuff in the studio that nobody had ever done before.
The documentary that has, I think it's the Wrecking Crew. Yeah. And they're talking about the first time they recorded with them, and all the music was charted. So each member of the Wrecking Crew is looking at their chart, and as they're looking at each other's chart, they start going, "You're in a different key than I'm in." And they're reading the charts, and I forget who it was called him over and said, "Brian, we need to talk to you. All these instruments are in different keys and minors and all that." And he went, I know. And they were like, "It doesn't work." And he said, "Can you please just do what's on your paper?" And he said that the first pass of the song, when they did the part, they all it shocked them that they never understood it in a way that he did. And when they did it, they were like, "Oh my God, this is like Mozart shit." And that's where that guy's brain was musically, man.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's wild.
I read somebody said that John Stamos is now the most popular Beach Boy.
It might be true, by the way.
That's hilarious.
Hilarious. Yeah. I love the Beach Boys, though.
Yeah.
I even love the cheesy surfer stuff.
I love it all, too.
I do. I think it's great stuff.
I know every word of Kokomo. I'm not going to lie.
Do you like the early, 409? And
sure.
You like that stuff?
I listened to that stuff when I was a kid.
Yeah, I love it, man. To this day, I'll watch this. Watch me drive people crazy. Ready? Alexa, play Beach Boys. Anybody listening at their house?
You just drove it up 10 more spots on the chart.
Totally. Alexa, stop.
Alexa, play Mickey Talks.
Yeah, do that. Yeah.
All right, that's Matt's Music Minute.
Thanks, Matt. Kory G, the legend. Oh, you got a story about me?
I do.
I
do. Well, so, and this is a funny one, Matt. And Matt, I'm sure you don't know the story, but you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
So, many years ago, on their show, it was you and Amelia. You had a segment called Jugs for Plugs.
Of course, I remember that.
Yeah, of course you remember that. Now, granted, it's not.
For those people that don't know and aren't inside, let me explain that. The bit was this: we were on radio, so there was no video, there was no pictures. The bit was that if somebody wanted to come in and promote something, all they had to do was bring in a topless girl to sit there, and they could promote whatever they wanted.
Kirby's Automotive on Back River Neck Road.
Church groups, that a lot of the Boy Scout stuff. Never talked barely to the person promoting. Always talked to the girl. It was funny. Anyway, so what you guys came in for that?
Yeah. So we did, and you got ahead of the story, which was the funny part. So me being the guy that's always got to just take things next level, I'm thinking, what can I do to put? It was like, we're going to promote the band. Mick, I'm going to come on. Anything I emailed you, yeah, come on in, whatever time. So unbeknownst to Mick and Amelia, I was a beer salesman, and one of my accounts was the Mill Stream. And I got talking to the owner, Scotty Beggar, he realizes exactly what the story is. I said, Scott, I need a favor. I need to do something, but I need your permission. I want to take 5 of the girls from here. We're going to meet. We're going to go up to the show, and I'm just going to walk in to Mickey with 5 strippers, right? So he's like, absolutely. I thought it was the greatest idea in the world.
Right.
I picked them all up at the Mill Stream, and before I got out of the parking lot, I realized this was the most terrible idea I've ever had in my entire life. So we get there, and we got to hang out outside the studio. They're going upstairs. They're going outside to the roof.
Dude, it's a shit show.
Absolutely
Five
just
smash drunk, by the way.
Clobbered. So we finally get in the studio, and here's Mick, and he's just in his glory, because here's 5 topless girls sitting there, and I'm like, so Mick, yeah, we're gonna be playing at the thing. Anyway, what's your name and where are you from? And he's like, and I'm like,
I think I talked to him for 2 seconds.
I don't even think we even talked about the band at all.
No, you got the name of the band out, the date, and where you were playing. And I never talked to him about another thing. I was like, 5 drunk girls? Are you insane? Yeah.
Like, all right, guys. Well, look, thanks for coming in. And I was like, I didn't even get to talk about the freaking band. And like, this was a great idea that went total south.
So, Kory, how do people get a hold of you, find out about your bands, all that? Where is the best place to get a hold of you?
We're the Facebook kind of people. Like,
Yeah.
we got an Instagram, but I don't get on it that much.
Right.
But yeah, go to Social Drinking. I think it's Social Drinking Band, but just look for the skull holding 2 beers.
Yep.
We're just, we're all over. You can find me on my page. We're easy to find.
Yeah. And great band, a fun time. And the name of the metal band?
Full Metal Jacket.
When are they going to play again?
Well, we were actually supposed to be playing here the next few weeks, but we had a guy that had some medical concerns, so we were on the sideline for a little bit.
It's covers, right? It's not all right.
Yeah.
I have a demand for the next show.
Go.
You have to do "Climbing the Walls" by Rothschild America.
I would not be opposed to that at all.
Wow.
And Billy Chavis on the drums would absolutely nail that
Dude,
song.
That's the one.
Yeah. Okay.
"Climbing the Walls," Rothschild America.
Yeah.
All right. Kory, I couldn't wait to have you on this show.
Thanks, man.
You know I called you the first week and asked you. Don't
when
lie.
you coming on?
I said, when you coming? It was great to hear the stories about Matt, too. We all go back. This show is really coming into something I'm so proud of and so glad to be a part of. And any way we can help you, Kory, in the future,
Thanks,
come
man.
on, promote anything you want. Hit us up. Always fun to hang out with you, bro.
Appreciate it. Always a good laugh.
Big fan.
You guys are killing
Matt,
it.
what do we got to do for the rest of this? Oh, now listen, tomorrow I'm in a situation.
Yeah.
You explain tomorrow from your end.
Well, I've got a prior engagement tomorrow,
Right.
so
It's been booked for months.
Yeah, it's been booked forever. I can't get out of it,
Right.
so I'm not going to be at Natalie's tomorrow with Mick.
I got to figure out who's doing the show with me.
Yeah,
Now, here's what I was thinking. I can't do it myself. That's just boring,
yeah,
right? I might just do a bunch of hits.
that's a good idea.
Like,
yeah.
just go in and out. Hey,
show some dishes
Yeah.
in there. Show off some of that delicious seafood, man.
maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I might get a guest.
Show off some of the bands that are there.
I might get a guest host.
Yeah,
Hey, I have a question.
yeah.
Would it be out of line for me to ask of you to send me news stories? Because I don't even know how you get them. I don't even know where you go. I don't know anything. If it's too much, because you got too much to
I've got
do.
so much prep to do for my other
Fine.
thing.
Fine. Then I'm not being funny.
Why don't you read some of the ones we did today?
Oh, just do them
Do them again. Yeah.
all over. Yeah. I would love to do that, in fact, without a but by the way,
old news
now
stories.
I'm really screwed. Lamar, who was supposed to be my guest, who's like, I want to tell Lamar's story. You know Lamar.
Sure.
Sound guy has built this company up. It's unbelievable what he's doing. He just canceled on me tomorrow.
Is that right?
He was my
He's been on the
guest.
calendar for since I've been doing the show with
Second
you.
week.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not his
Yeah.
fault. He just finished up and they got to go out of town last minute.
I got you.
That's his business.
Yep.
I respect him.
Of course.
But anyway, I'm going to find somebody to do this with me tomorrow. And if not, I'm going to do a bunch of little mini things,
That's a good idea.
but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Subscribe to us anywhere they can, right, Matt? Anywhere.
Yeah. We would love it if you hit the YouTube though and subscribe, because it's our least loved platform right now. And we're trying to build that. We're getting way more views on other platforms. So
Yep.
go to youtube.com/@Mickey Talks Pod, and you'll find, if you just search Mickey Talks, you'll find us.
By the way, I want to thank the Rumble and Facebook audience today. Facebook was very busy today, Matt.
Yeah, that's great.
A lot of people checking out Kory. And thank
Yeah.
you, Kory. You brought a lot of
Guys.
people to us.
Appreciate you
We
guys.
appreciate that. All right, buddy. You'll be back very soon. Go see Kory's band, Social Drinking. Make sure you find Mickey Talks everywhere you can. Click subscribe everywhere. And there's stuff coming you won't believe. Also, just announced, Matt, I have a show scheduled with this show, the former mayor of Baltimore,
Oh yeah, you mentioned that earlier today.
Stephanie Rawlings.
Do we know the date yet?
Right now, it is tentatively June 26th,
Okay,
which is
that's
basically
next week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy about this.
Wow.
Yeah. And for all you dicks out there that think I'm going to do some political 2 hours and just try to argue.
No, we're having fun with her.
I'm going to say this right now. As a human being, I really like Stephanie Rawlings Blake.
Yeah.
I know her. We have talked.
We don't have to get into politics.
We're going to a little bit. Just
Okay.
That's what she does.
Of course.
But I'm not going to sit here and argue the right left shit with her.
Of course.
I want to know about her, what she's doing, her future. That's what this show is. So
all love.
Yeah, all nothing but. I might say I think some shit's dumb because that's just what I do. But I'm not out to. This isn't a hatchet job ever.
Of course.
On this show, we don't do that here, right?
Of course.
Except for each other, we'll just destroy each other. All right, me and my chubby partner will be back on Monday. Kidding. See you, everybody. Bye.